Yeah.
Welcome to another episode.
Welcome back to my dick.
Dick and balls.
No. We on?
Yeah, lad.
Welcome to episode 5 of Health and Wealth.
This is your first day again?
Where's the gun, motherfucker?
Brother,
Oh,
ready?
can't you slap them?
Welcome to episode 5 of Health and Wealth.
Yes.
Fucking finally, yeah.
Welcome
What's going on, boys?
What's going on, boys?
Big week, big month,
Yeah.
big year.
Big dick.
Big tits, brother.
Fuck, we got hammered on the last episode, eh?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. Yeah, we did.
Fucking bad, huh?
Yep.
Let him talk. Fuck out of here, bro. It's a podcast,
It's
guys. We're
different-
talking
hey,
shit,
It's
brother.
different when it's a mate.
Yeah, hard.
It's just a conversation at the pub, bro. Everyone's talking over each other. and
Crazy.
No,
shit.
I think that's where we fucked up because we totally forgot the cameras were there and we're talking to him like a mate. Bro.
Bad.
If it was like a,
If it was like, he was trying to get a word in edgewise.
yeah, like,
He was getting
So what I
bum-fucked.
reckon is, Abra, listen. Just
yeah.
cutting him off the whole
Yeah.
time.
Bum
on
fuck
behalf
off.
of me and the boys, we apologise for cutting him off. But
I don't apologise. I
don't
said 4
either.
words the whole fucking episode. There's not much more I could do.
no, but like Mo fucked up the last one with his questions. But yeah.
Don't make me expose you
Bro,
guys.
those
No, we're taking
questions
the
were
piss.
bad, huh?
Bro, they're fucking questions. But to be honest, like you should have just lined up and answered them. Like we fucking
Yeah,
like we
true.
take the piss on here. Dude.
Yeah,
Yes?
hard. Yeah, but they're acting like the questions came from my
Like
brain.
a little bit too serious. Like, I think someone was saying in the comments they were like, "Oh, you got to be a bit more serious." It's like, bro, we take the piss on here.
If you take life too seriously,
Yeah,
it
hard,
becomes
hard,
miserable.
hard,
bro.
yeah.
Get over yourself.
100%.
Like at the end of the day, mate, man's not going anywhere, brother.
You're just stuck with
So
me.
you still don't shut the fuck up.
Hard.
Yeah, but what else is new with you boys, bro?
fucking same shit, just working, lad.
Yeah.
Shout out PGA, Project Gains Apparel. Shout out Abra's Barbecue House. Shout out Momo Media, and shout out Imperial Kitchens, Imperial Kitchen Installations. So if you guys want sponsorship, info at momomediaco.com email,
Not
or
that-
you can DM us on Instagram.
Not that we really need it, but yeah.
We're pretty full at the
can try it.
moment, but
You can
we'll
try.
consider it. We'll consider
Yeah.
it.
I'm just a bit picky on who we advertise on the potty.
As you should be, bro.
Yeah. I think we've got like 6 or 7 lined up, but I'm a bit.
He's been dragging them.
Yeah.
Asking him, hey, so any progress on and he's like, yeah, just a couple more weeks. bro."
Badly.
Just wait for
Building the catalogue,
yeah.
brother.
Just wait for the price to go up, guys. $1,500 a month is not enough.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Definitely not.
What have you been up to, Timmy? What's new with you?
Nothing, bro. Just same thing. Work, training. What about you, mate? You been training?
Bro, he's been training his fingers.
I've been training my my brain.
Who's that new chick you're smashing?
I'm not smashing anyone.
Tell us,
actually
brother.
not.
Tell us these
Straight
things.
out, I'm actually not.
No, you're not smashing?
Not smashing no
Yeah,
one.
well, the one you told me about before you pre-record.
Which one?
The other one you were fingering down flying.
Yeah, fingering is not smashing.
No,
Fingering is not smashing.
I'm pulling his leg. I'm pulling his leg. What are we talking about today?
We honestly, I wanna start. I think we should talk about the conspiracy theories. I reckon we should just dive straight into it because the boys are all begging for it in the comments,
Yeah.
and I feel bad denying them this savory, juicy information.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have an obligation to the people.
You can't really go into conspiracies unless you go into a bit of biblical history. So it'll be a bit of a mix of both.
That's all right.
Bro, it's a
Yeah.
big topic, bro.
It is a.
Bro, all the
Because
notes I had to memorize, like I got my phone open and read off it, bro.
Because you got history to consider, then you got the biblical text, then you got everything that's happening now.
Yeah.
We're gonna sound like spinners.
No, because I
How
just
deep are we
I'm
going,
gonna
bro?
go get you a tinfoil hat.
I don't just want to explain it like as a conspiracy. Like I want to weave it into today's time and the revelations.
Okay. All right.
Like it's relevant what Josh brought up with the 7 seals, the revelations, and
Yeah,
how
true.
to put it in.
Hey, and some of this is just like,
Lucky he brought it up, bro, because I was just thinking we just fire that. Yeah.
like a lot of the stuff that we,
How do we apply that to today? I don't know. Watch it, you fucking dumb cunt.
a lot of the stuff me and my brother's gonna talk about, it's subjective to what we think. You know what I mean? It's not biblical. Like some of it is biblical that leads into it, but there's a lot of stuff that goes around the biblical tale.
Yeah.
You know
All
what I mean?
information presented today is
Authorized by
matter
the
of-
Australian government.
So some of this shit, so it's biblical history with conspiracies mixed in with a bit of mine, Timmy and Moe's theories, personal theories.
personal opinions.
Yeah,
Take it with a grain of salt. Do
Yeah.
your own research.
Bro,
Don't rely
100%.
on anyone or anything.
Like we talk about like angelic beings that were here before Adam and Eve. Like
That's what I'm saying.
It's like if you don't have an open mind, you're gonna think,
Yeah,
fuck,
crazy.
these
I have an open mind.
These
Fuck
cunts
off.
are on the
Straight
toilet.
out.
Badly, bro. If you don't have an open mind, brother, this episode's not for you.
Hard. Nah, but do your own research. Never rely on one source for anything.
consistent?
This guy's a bad cat. Straight out.
Nah, I'm taking the piss. Nah. I'm taking the.
So
So
what
the consistent episode?
Fuck.
Yeah. What we say? What we say?
Hey, so where are we going to start, bro? with
Sorry,
this whole
you
fucking
see me
bubble?
moving around a lot. I'm a bit uncomfortable, bro. I got this fucking compression vest on, bro. I want to get my fat sucked out. Oh fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Sucked out. How
They
did it get
sucked
sucked out?
like 4 kilos of fat around my gut, lad.
Was she hot? The one that did it? Was she
uh,
hot?
No, the girls there pretty good, bro. Shout out to Dr. New and that Skin Nation in Camden, bro.
Bro, that's savage, bro. I don't know if I could do that shit.
Neither.
Yeah. Well, went there and he fucking put an incision under my belly, left, right, and they just sucked out all this fuck. It was disgusting, bro. I seen like tubes of just it looked like pus, margarine, melted margarine. Yeah.
Is that what fat looks
So
like?
I've been yeah. So I've been sitting in the fucking. I've been laying in the room all week. I've been half painkillers.
Oh, nice.
When I take them, they don't put me to bed. They keep me up, and it's like I'm on the nod, bro. I'm there going.
No.
Oh, yeah. Full
I'm a
looking,
hammer, lad.
full looking at the phone, full trying to watch porn. Yeah, but it's crazy, bro. But let's get into it.
So where are we going to start with this whole fucking bubble?
I mean, at the beginning.
This
I
whole
suppose.
calamity, brother.
I feel like we should start at the beginning, no?
Beginning.
Adam and Eve was the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you were talking about beings before them.
In the beginning.
In the beginning.
Hey, Mo, just before we start, you know in Islam, yeah?
Yeah.
You don't believe Satan was an angel, eh? You believe
Yeah.
he's jinn.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't believe he's an angel.
But we believe that the jinn are spirits.
Yeah.
Is an angel not a spirit?
No. Angelic beings.
No, angelic
Right.
being. It's
Yeah,
creation.
Yeah.
So, oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro.
You just don't believe in.
I'm gonna chat GPT it.
Yeah, ChatGPT.
Do Muslims
Yeah, that's what a lot of Muslims watching. They'll think that we're like
Yeah,
spinners.
bad.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at this shit, bro. Do Muslims
But biblically,
believe-
the
Mo's a ChatGPT Muslim.
Bro, they're going to fuck you on the comments, bro.
Let them cuz. Brother, at the end of the day,
also,
who the fuck are you to judge?
also, if you want to debate Mo, he's got these things coming up at Newtown. He's going to have a table and a camera set up. So if you want to debate him on any topic, meet him there. We'll be there. We'll be in and out. We'll be visiting him. But you'll see how smart this cunt is.
Hard.
It'll be crazy because he asked me, he goes, what area you reckon? And we were talking about Newtown, because there's a lot of
Oh, there's a lot of those
the
fucking...
rainbow.
Rainbow people.
Yeah.
Rainbow and a lot of
Good
fucking...
luck, brother. Good luck.
No problem, bro. If I can't fix it with
So
my words,
why
I'll
doesn't
fix it with my
Allah
fucking
like
foot.
this and that?
They're going to fuck your life, bro.
Ah.
Hey, are you taking Josh with you?
Yeah.
Please take him with you.
I will.
Yeah. Let's sit him next to you, cuz.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's gonna film?
Huh?
Who's gonna-
Oh shit! Are you
Yeah.
filming? Oh, fuck.
Hey, what are you going to be answering, bro? Like,
Any-
Like
so
anything,
the-
like
the
anything. You
sign-
know how he sharp with his brain?
I'm
No
gonna
way.
make a sign and it's gonna say debate me on any topic, and then people can sit down one at a time with the microphones that you hold in your
Any
hand.
topic?
Any topic, lad.
So any of you dickheads in the comment section, got anything slick to say?
Bro,
just got made up
bring
mud.
me the thing you're most educated on in the whole world, and I'll shit on you straight out.
Just bring
Ooh,
statement, brother.
That's
Just
a
bring
bold
it.
statement. Like.
Bring it.
statement.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because even if I'm not educated on the topic, I can still formulate an opinion.
Yeah,
and you
he's
can't
like-
argue with
He's
my opinion.
Lebanese.
Yeah.
Just bring it, lad. Bring it.
Mo's got the gift of the gab, lad.
Or angels in Islam are incapable of disobedience. Iblis is a jinn, not an angel. Iblis refused to bow to Adam out of arrogance,
No,
and he
but-
was
but-
cast
no,
out,
but
but
go-
not as a fallen angel.
Yeah. So
That's right. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah. Yeah, go. So back into what we're talking about.
Bro, I didn't know that, but
I didn't know that. Oh, I sort of knew.
Don't
but-
worry, brother. I've got it covered, boys. Don't worry.
I thought the Muslims did believe that he was cast out of heaven.
They believe in angels, but they
He
don't
was
believe
cast
that
out. He was cast out, but he wasn't an angel. He was a jinn. It's a spirit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think he's also believed that things can't be made imperfect.
No.
Angels.
Angels
Yeah.
are not capable of disobedience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is.
That
well.
really puts a hole in. Not like puts a hole in it, but it really disagrees with the whole theory that you guys have. Eh?
Yeah.
Like it disrupts everything.
Yeah. No, because we're coming from a Christian perspective.
No, I know, but I'm saying it's like it disrupts
yeah.
everything. It's crazy. Back to what happened in the garden.
Yeah.
What's so Adam, Eve
Yeah.
bit the apple.
Bro, it wasn't an apple.
What do you reckon it was?
Yeah, no, it's pretty evident that it was a
Bruh.
metaphor. That it was only a metaphor.
Yeah, it's metaphorical.
Metaphor for what?
100%.
How can a fucking apple curse mankind? Like, you know what I mean?
Arguing is just it's a depiction of what really happened. Well, not a depiction, but like it's like an example. But arguing was a sexual union.
Really?
Yeah.
But you see
But
how,
how can it-
but you see how intricate the Bible is, how it's made
It's
in
all
parables.
yeah.
Yeah.
What couldn't because Moses wrote the Old Testament, right? Was it
Did he?
Moses?
Was it Mo? I don't know who.
Yeah, it was Momo Media.
He stays in Preston. Opposite the big, the fucking Hungry Jack's
No,
brother.
I'm pretty sure it was Moses, lad. And you know how it's written in parables?
Yeah, yeah.
Why couldn't they have just said that, you know?
Yeah,
That
100%.
he slept. So what's your theory?
That it was a sexual union. A sexual union that had twins, and it was heteropaternal. That's how Cain and Abel came.
What's heteropaternal?
A dual conception.
Dual conception. So that's what, Mo. That's one of the
This is the one we laughed at last time, eh?
Hard.
So this is when a sperm penetrates two sperms penetrate the egg, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Penetrate
so this
two
is
eggs
just,
or one egg?
So this is this
This is like fucking what I think, yeah?
yeah. What we both think.
Yeah. Heteropaternal. So there was two different, like twins
Yeah.
from one egg.
Okay.
That's how Cain and Abel came. But there
Right.
were two different fathers
Yeah.
from that one egg.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And so
So one was from the serpent-like being. And the serpent wasn't a serpent, in my belief.
Yeah.
The serpent was a hybrid being, but it had to be something angelic.
Yeah. 100%.
Something that was very good looking that enticed Eve.
No, but angels are shapeshifters, aren't they? They can turn into any form.
Yeah, reptilians apparently.
okay.
What do you think about reptilians?
I feel like we've lost track a little bit. So we've established that it was a metaphor
Yeah.
for a sexual act, right?
Yeah.
But how can that be if it was depicted as eating from the tree of knowledge?
Because they were all knowing after they committed that sin. Why they committed that sin.
I see. Okay.
But because after that sin happened, that's when they knew when they were
Right.
naked, yeah?
Okay.
I don't know, that's my theory.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, man, that tracks. So after that,
So after Eve got tempted off that serpent-like being,
yeah, then what happened? What's the next step in that? They
then
get cast down?
Adam seen that. He done the same thing. I believe that because one of the birthrights of Adam was to...
Take your time, lad.
think about it.
One of the birthrights of Adam was to populate the earth.
Right.
I believe that he was supposed to sleep with Eve, but not at that time, bro.
Uh-huh.
Because why would he make Eve in the first place?
Companionship.
Yeah, obviously companionship with him and God himself. Like they used to walk in the cool of the garden.
Wow.
But I reckon he was supposed to do it, but not at that time.
Yeah. Okay.
They were eventually
Yeah.
into, yeah.
I don't know, that's my theory, but I
Yeah.
believe that was it. But when they got tempted by the serpent, then everything, they lost the birthright. And that's when we're fucked up. Why we are the way we are.
Right.
But yeah, back to that. Yeah, fucking
So after
I
that,
lost
they
my
get
train of
cast
thought.
down. I'm just trying to establish a timeline. They get cast down right to Earth.
yeah.
What happens then?
Who gets cast down?
No, they don't
Adam
get
and
cast
Eve.
down the earth.
They get
Who?
banished from the garden.
Oh yeah, from the garden.
Yeah, where to?
They get cast out of the garden. But I
Yeah.
don't know where to. Where did they get cast out to?
Oh no, I think down.
I forgot what the city's
I
called.
don't know whether it was like it was at the top or at the bottom of the mountain.
On Earth?
No, it's on Earth, but they get banished from the garden.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To Earth.
And then
How do they get banished from the garden? But how did they like? You know the being that tempted Eve, right? Who they say it was? They said it was Satan, right?
Yeah.
Do you reckon he was there or he penetrated the garden?
He penetrated the garden.
Yeah. So then that means they were already here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon there was, you know what, bro? So when God created Earth, so when Lucifer got kicked out, he got kicked out of darkness. My theory is that out of darkness was Earth. Before he gave light, before he separated made the moon,
waters
the
above
earth,
and the waters
yeah.
below, yeah.
Mm.
So there was, I
So
believe
there was angelic beings here before.
I reckon there was, bro, because reptilians.
I agree.
Reptilians, bro, they're nocturnal, bro. They can see in the dark. They can operate in the dark. So I reckon that they were already here, and there was hybrid beings before that. That's how they penetrated the garden.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like a tohu bohu theory. It's out of dark. What's the word again? The word for out of darkness. what did it say? He was cast out. Or void.
Yeah.
The word void in Hebrew it's called tohu and bohu. It's called outer darkness, chaos. So there were actually beings here before that.
Damn.
What do you think about it?
So
Do we sound like spinners, or is it?
So to paint the picture,
So these are theories, like these are theories, but there's a whole unwritten timeline of before Adam and Eve.
But because the way I look at it, bro, when you go back to like we're us as humans, we're terrestrial to this land. And there was a whole nother lineage of like angels. There's the whole creation that was before us. We only understand from the Bible onwards, or from whatever belief system that anyone comes from, religious wise. We only believe that humans existed and that was it. And that's, but before us, bro, we're like there's so much more that was created before us. You know what I mean? Because you know how they deleted history over time, and
You don't sound like spinners,
Yeah.
right? It's just a theory at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's not like you're saying this is 100% proven factual.
No, because you can relate it to the Bible, because from what is it, anthropocentric perspective? I don't know big words, bro.
I use big words to make myself
So from an anthropocentric perspective, they say the earth came into being with the universe and mankind with earth. But that's, from a biblical perspective, that's not accurate.
Okay.
Because in the book of Job, when God made the foundations of earth, the Benai Elohim, the angels, what were they doing?
they sung in.
They shouted for joy when he was making earth.
They rejoiced.
Okay.
So they, like it practically says, there was an angelic being here before. Yeah.
So to paint the picture, before so Lucifer got kicked out of heaven, out of darkness, and there was, because he was in outer darkness, there was already beings here, obviously, and then when he created Earth.
Just before he continues, you know why we're going down this road?
So lead to the conspiracy theories.
No, we're going down this road because you got to read. There's books that the Council of Nicaea took out, the Book of Giants, Book of Jasper,
Enoch.
and the Book of Enoch. Enoch specifically, they try to delete it from history, the Ethiopic version.
Yeah.
They try to delete it from history because it opens your eyes to a lot of the things that happened before humans were here. So a lot of people might think we're blabbing shit, but if you go back and look at those books, it'll add a lot of context to what we're talking about.
Yeah, bro.
I have a question.
Bars, nigga.
Book of Enoch, bro. That's massive, bro. So if you do actually read that, that's the book that opened my eyes up. I thought this was all fucking
Like it
bullshit.
gives you knowledge of all the angelic beings and shit. That's why our minds are open to an angelic race being here before.
Yeah.
I have a continuity error though.
Because I know every time we talk about it, Josh is just sitting here looking at us fucking spinners.
He does that beard twist.
Hey, Josh, these are the missing books from the Bible that were taken out.
There's 88
If you read
books.
them, lad, yeah.
I have a continuity error though. There's a little bit of an error in my brain. How could there have been beings on Earth before God created it? He created the Earth in 7 days, right?
Yeah.
Right. So during those 7 days, on the seventh day, he said, "Let there be light," and there was.
He formed. You'd say that he formed the earth, right?
Yeah.
But it was out of darkness before
Yeah.
that.
But 7 days.
Remember, he separated water because
the waters below from the waters above.
Yeah.
He founded the earth on its foundations, and the mountains were the anchors.
Yeah.
Waters below from the waters above, and then he set the moon and sun. And he on the seventh day on Sunday, he said,
It
"Let
would
there
have
be
been.
light."
It would have been just uninhabitable for humans, but for angelic beings, like they were created first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't created, so how could they have been there?
That's what I mean. You need to read the other books to get some context to this.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if you're going just off
Mike,
the books that exist right now that are given to us in King James,
yeah. I'm not going off anything. I'm just
yeah.
going off logic and reasoning.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how, because there was a theory that sort of makes sense that the 7 days is not 7 Earth days. It's not
7,000.
7 whatever it is, right? So there could have been a period of time before he said, "Let there be light." That's when they had dominion here.
But you can sort of get a, like you can sort of get a look. Like if you read those books that we told you, you sort of.
It just makes sense.
It'll open your mind to a lot of things because if you're just reading, I think there's a reason why it was taken out.
Yeah.
Those books were taken out because we're not meant to know certain things.
100%.
Because it opens your eyes to spiritual warfare a lot more than what's
Spiritual warfare is crazy. That's a whole nother topic.
than what's in the Bible. Because in the Bible, like to Christians, everything's spiritual, like, everything.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother topic. Like we can go deep into that. Music
witchcraft,
industry,
all that shit,
witchcraft, demonology.
Freemasonry, there'll be another
spiritual.
episode.
Yeah.
So if you read those books, I'm telling you, bro, like you do yourself. Like you, it's a benefit to
Do yourself a service.
Yeah, you do yourself a service, lad.
So what's our next step in this timeline? After
From there, our whole theory is that it was a reptilian that fucked Eve, Adam and the reptilian fucked Eve together. They
Yeah.
had the what's that thing called?
The heteropaternal.
Heteropaternal baby. Cain and Abel was born.
Okay.
So they all got banished from the garden, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
And then
they had Cain and Abel.
yeah, and then there was the first form of rejection ever. This is good because we cover this a lot in the episodes. The first form of rejection was from Cain and God. So when they both would give sacrifices up to God, Abel would give animals like living sacrifices, and this dickhead would walk up with fruits and shit. And God would favor Abel, and then Cain got jealous, called him out to the field, and killed him.
Yeah, but it's a big debate, bro, because those two, they got the two offerings. So Abel gave the living sacrifice, which is what was pleased by God, and then Cain gave the fruits of the land. But it doesn't say why God was pleased with Abel and he wasn't pleased with Cain. Why do you reckon?
It could be because you know the Bashan, the reptilian that had the baby thing.
Yeah.
That was like he knew it was his father. That's why God didn't favor him. It's a theory, but
So what's the
Possibly.
point of a sacrifice? I never understood. Like, so you know how a lot of religions now they do sacrifices.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is the point of the sacrifice?
Biblically,
Yeah, biblically.
whenever you had a sin or anything, because that's when so when the first fall of Adam, when he fucked her or whatever, ate the apple, that was when sin entered that's when sin entered the world.
Okay.
So for us to be righteous in front of God's eyes, we had to give a sacrifice to honor whatever sin that we committed.
Because remember, we were under the law of Moses, the Ten Commandments.
Yeah. So we had to
what-
give living sacrifices. We had to. So whatever sin we done, we had to go on the mount, give the sacrifice, and then we'd be worthy.
But in the New Testament, that's when Jesus came. He was the ultimate sacrifice. You get it now?
Sacrificial lamb.
Yeah. So we weren't under the old law. It doesn't contradict the old law. It just fulfills it. Yeah.
So out with the old and in with the new.
So the Old Testament was more works. What you do, your
yeah.
things you do for people. And
Right.
yeah, the New Testament's on faith.
Yeah.
But through faith, you works.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Sacrificial lamb. Cain
Yeah.
and
So
Abel.
sacrifices. So biblically, that's what it means.
Okay.
So, but that's Old Testament. You will never hear anything about anything in the New Testament about sacrificing, only about Jesus, because he was a sacrificial lamb.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So then Cain and Abel. So then Cain kills Abel.
Yeah. But I believe out of those two, fuck, I don't know.
Cain was the son of the reptilian. This is just a theory, bro. Like
Cain,
a lot of people
because-
disagree with it. A lot of people disagree with it, but to me, it makes
It's a big statement,
It
bro.
sort of makes sense, bro.
Because one
Is
was
it a big statement though?
one was father of the serpent,
Right.
and one was a father of Adam.
So they were twins.
We
though,
as
Adam
humans,
and-
bro,
Cain
because
and Abel.
we had the birthright. He was the most favored out of those two.
Because they say the whatever being it was that tempted Eve was a highly intelligent being, like.
Right.
So that means he was either he before or he penetrated the garden. Because remember, God had cherubims protecting the entrance to the garden.
Okay.
So he could have, like, why would God? Do you know what I mean? Why would he? Why would he put this in the garden with something like that?
Right. So is there any debate that Cain and Abel were twins, or we know for a fact they were twins?
But there's none. That's what I mean. Everything's speculation at this
Yeah,
point.
this is like, you know.
Yeah.
So they could have been different
so
ages.
it's the word of God stays the same, but everyone's interpretation of it changes.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's one of those things. Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
this is why we're gonna look like spinners.
It's all right to look like spinners, but you're just voicing your opinions. Lad. If they have a problem with it,
hard.
fucking
Hey, so
kick
there's
off.
there's a whole line of Cain and Abel. So there's a whole line of no, not Cain, just not Abel, because Abel obviously got killed.
yeah.
There's a whole line of Cain that's supposedly cursed. Because didn't
Okay.
he get cast into what was it? He
No,
got
so he killed Abel. He killed Abel, then God marked him. So they say a lot of people spinners say that was the first tattoo in history of humans. But he got marked and he got banished. So
Do you remember why he got marked?
he got marked because he killed Abel.
No, but remember he was saying something about. Fuck, bro, I don't
No,
remember.
God marked him because he was scared in case
gonna get killed, yeah, but-
scared in case he was going to get killed. But who was he already when there was only? Because I'm pretty sure it was only Cain, Abel, and the two sisters. They had two
Yeah.
sisters as well. Like, who did he have kids with?
Yeah.
If there's no one on earth,
100%.
there's a whole missing. Like it's one of those.
What a spin out.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's no one else. So there's no more. There's no one. No creation. It's either we're not meant to know it, or it's
Well, the answer's right there, and we don't understand it.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe another 10 years, someone will come up with another
I swear,
interpretation.
bro, that's what's crazy about the Bible, bro. It's so riddled, man.
It's the interpretation's always
Yeah.
changing, but the word stays the same. But do you get what I'm saying?
I'm tracking the story so far.
Yeah,
I'm struggling to understand it
yeah.
in terms of seeing. So Cain killed Abel.
Yeah.
We got to paint the picture of the garden first.
That's what I'm saying.
you know what I
We've-
mean. Once you get it at the end, I feel like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you know how it leads to transhumanism, because we're going down the alley of where the world's gonna go now. The whole
Right.
chipping system, the whole Neuralink, all that shit that we're gonna talk about. That he's gonna debate over.
The Neuralink that Mo thinks is a good thing.
I never said it was a
That
good thing. You're
Mo's gonna
putting
get-
words in my mouth.
As
now.
soon as I say Neuralink, his eyes light up. He goes, "No, it's not bad."
I never said that. You said that's the mark of the beast.
I knew he liked
He's
the
just
last,
taking the piss.
last time we
I
were talking.
don't like it.
I knew the last time we were talking about it, and he goes, "Yeah, then what about tits and thing and this and that?"
No. All right. You know what? You're straight out. You're twisting it. You're actually twisting it.
Nah, fully
You're
elect,
twisting it. You're twisting its mouth.
Yeah. So the whole line of Cain,
Yeah,
he was cursed. Yeah, he got tattooed. He got his first tattoo sleeve, brother.
yeah. So they say that he went across.
It was a
he went-
lion. and
They
a
say that.
stopwatch.
So they say he went across. God marked him because he was scared in case the people killed him. But there's supposed to be no one else on Earth. So
Right.
like, who are they talking about? Unless there was already beings he created. Because nowhere in the Bible it says that we're the only ones that were made in His image. That's a fallacy. Like.
100%.
It doesn't say that anywhere.
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't say that we're the only ones made in God's image.
Whether, bro, that's another theory that we have. Whether outside the garden or inside, there was more than Adam and Eve.
It's in there in Genesis, bro. If you read it, like your brain, if you got an open mind.
God's word, brother. You can't read it, brother. You gotta. One thing I realized with
Put
the
this:
Bible.
there's Adam and Eve, his two sisters, Cain and Abel. He kills Cain, right? No, Cain kills Abel, right? Because he's scared because people are going to kill him. So God marked him so he knows that he was marked by God and they'll leave him alone. He goes across, builds a city, gives birth to this whole civilization. And who's meant to be on Earth? Who did he sleep with his sister?
Bro, 100%.
You get what I mean?
Did he not?
Huh? Nah, bro. I don't think it's.
That's another thing.
That's how the Earth gets populated, isn't it?
But it would have specifically said that
Hold
in the Bible.
It
That he
wouldn't-
had.
doesn't have to.
Huh?
Doesn't have to. All right. When let's say you're the last male and female on Earth, okay? You're the last survivors. There was an apocalyptic nuclear war, whatever, right?
Yeah.
You two are gonna have children.
Yeah.
Your children are gonna inevitably have to sleep with each other to reproduce and to.
Nah, but you're not.
Populate the
But, no,
Earth.
but you're not ordained by God to do that. So well, like,
This is my point. Like,
Yeah.
is that not what had to have happened, or are you saying that there was?
but it
Other...
would've- don't you think it would have specifically said that? But
Hold
Bro,
on.
100%. It's a
If-
topic for discussion.
No,
Why?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I believe.
it's a good
Discuss it
discussion.
with
It's a
me.
good discussion.
All right,
Yeah,
discuss it because my opinion is you can't say that there was beings here before that
Yeah.
reproduced with them, because then we wouldn't be 100% human, but we are.
No, but that goes into the Watchers when they came down.
The
angels,
Watchers are angels.
Yeah, angels are allowed to copulate. It doesn't say that. There's nowhere in the Bible that says they can't have children.
Okay, but that's gonna be half angel, half human, which
Exactly.
is Nephilim.
Yeah, so
but
they're
we're
saying-
not Nephilim. We're humans.
Yeah.
So how
So where are you
could
going with this?
I'm going with they had to have reproduced with their siblings, otherwise we would be half angel as well.
Yeah.
Because those were the only other the reptilians.
No,
that-
but because God banished him alone by himself, away from Adam and Eve and the sisters.
well, that just throws a spanner in the
Yeah.
way. So I don't
You
understand.
know what I mean?
No, I got you.
Yeah,
but,
so he
okay,
banished
so who
them
the
because he killed. God wouldn't let him
Yeah.
be around them with that sin.
Okay,
They're-
but
they're-
how then? Who the fuck did he reproduce
Exactly.
That's
That's,
what
what
we're
we're
trying to
saying. That's
say
what we're
here.
trying to say.
That there had to be people that were either outside the garden or in that got banished as well. Do you see where it's going?
with? So
now?
is Adam even the first man?
That's what I mean. It's up for speculation.
He
like.
could be the one. In my opinion, he was the one chosen by God.
So he wasn't the first, but he was chosen.
Nah,
They
that's
were
a
all
massive
prototypes.
statement.
And
That's
It's
a
a-
massive
yeah, it's-
statement, bro.
Hey, and just to remind you again, these are just mine and Tim's
This is- yeah,
personal
theories,
theories,
bro.
lad. It's not.
and anything
Light
we
up
say.
the comments, brother.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not.
Light up the
bibli-
comment sections, bro.
It's not biblical, but then again, if you read it,
Yeah.
if you have an open mind,
Look,
you can
it's
sort
all
of piece
opinion.
together what's going
It's
on.
all opinion. We mean no disrespect if we misrepresent anything. It's just
100%.
we're just having a discussion.
I
at the
mean,
end of the
all
day.
they're a disrespect.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. My
Fuck
fault.
them kids.
Fuck them kids. Have a look about it.
Hey, so then he ends up having like bro, apparently a whole city, and it's just a city of just fucking like calamity, bro. Like just
Yeah.
all fucking.
This bloke just went and just made a city, but he didn't have any females there.
Bro.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what's he doing? Like fucking making fifis.
You
Making fifis and fucking pillows. Like.
So he's gone. He's gone to another land. He's built a city. Where
Yeah.
does the Watchers come into all this? And
The
what are
Watchers-
they?
The Watchers. So they were the 200 that were in heaven. I think the second or third heaven. See,
No, third, eh?
I think it's the third heaven. There were 200 that were posted. These angels were specific as well, because apparently from the book of Enoch as well,
So these are 200 that were set aside to overlook mankind.
angels can
Okay.
angels can copulate with one another. Copulate mean they can sleep and reproduce. Apparently, but these 200 were specifically.
But they're not. They weren't made for that.
Yeah, these 200 specifically weren't made to copulate. They were made for mankind, for us to look over us.
Right.
But what these cunts done, they looked upon mankind and they fell in love with the women.
Wow.
And then they came down, they fucking slept with the women, they started a whole fucking hybrid race, and that's when Nephilims came in as well.
If you dig in a bit deeper, the main angel was Simyaza. He was the one that came up with the plan.
Yeah.
So he came up with the plan. So he sort of wanted to. He seen what was going on Earth, and he wanted to. They sort of wanted to have dominion on Earth and have children to. Your word. Have children to usurp the birthright of Adam. So they wanted their offspring to rule on Earth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is my word. I love that word.
yeah.
Usurp.
It sounds
What
sexual.
a fucking gangster word, lad.
What are you doing?
Usurp.
What are you doing?
Usurping
I'm gonna
dogs.
come there. Baby, I'm gonna come there and usurp you to the.
Oh, you just make you
Usurp you off your
slurp. Oh, you slurp.
You slurp. Yep. Yeah, so he was the one. Simyaza was one of the main ones, but he got scared. This is in the book of Enoch. He got scared in case he was going to bear all the weight. So then the other 199 go, no, don't worry, we'll make a pact here on Mount Hermon in Lebanon. I swear, some of these angels were Lebanese, cuz they got you a trade.
From
You know what? We're gonna go and fuck.
If one goes, we're all in, brother.
Have you ever been there?
To Mount what?
Mount
I'd
Hermon.
love to go there, bro.
Mount
So-
Hermon. I don't know.
Yeah, so Mount Hermon is in Lebanon. It's where they
Apparently
made the
cut
pact.
it. Yeah.
That's where the angels made the pact.
Is there snow
It's
there?
this is biblical as
I
well.
went to the snow, lad, but I don't know what
That's
the name of the
exactly
mountain
where
was.
Jesus ascended in the Bible. Mount
Wow.
Hermon. So that's where they touched down, and that's when they bounded by each other, and made oath.
You know what's crazy? That we can go to the same place that they walked.
They're hard.
Yeah.
Even when
Doesn't
Jesus
that blow your
walked.
mind? Like, we
Yeah.
live in Australia, bro.
I can't wait, bro.
All I
wait
can
to
do
go.
is go where ScoMo shit himself at the Macca's. I can't go anywhere else, lad. But these blokes can walk and travel and go where the prophets
Yeah,
or
it's crazy. We got to do a trip to Israel one day. Like,
Bro, hard.
100%.
But haven't you
Mo
noticed
will
as
be there
well?
in spirit.
not even
Because you can't drive there.
keep me out of there.
We'll just live stream. Mo will be there. Yeah, I can feel it. Yeah, where Jesus walked.
Maybe when the tensions ease,
Yeah, hard,
we can figure it out. But fuck for now, lad.
Yeah, what were you saying?
What do you mean by that? No flying.
So then Simyaza, they all ended up agreeing to a pact, lad, and then they started the copulation, man.
Yeah, but those 200, bro, like it was so much worse than what it was, bro. They kept that serpent seed going.
Have you noticed that women have always been at the foundation and root of every issue in the
of
human
men
history?
falling, lad.
In human history,
Yeah, 100%.
at every root of every issue, there's a woman.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Crazy. We love yous, but fuck, stop fucking shit up. Just
Bro.
kick it, bro. It's not that deep.
No, women, bro, from the beginning of time, they've been
Everyone
headaches.
falls to women, huh?
These women have been headaches, lad.
Bro, 100%.
But you know what? I've got another question.
My favorite, look, my favorite biblical character in the thing was Samson. Like, even he fell to a woman. Like, Delilah.
Yeah, Delilah,
She
yeah.
cut his hair. Fucking slut.
Hey, there's a line.
There's an analogy there, bro. There's an analogy for that too, but I don't know. I haven't gone deep into it.
Yeah, we'll break that down later.
I got a question. You said that the angels weren't made for it when you said about reproducing, yeah?
Yeah.
Does that sort of tie into, you know how humans in our DNA, it's coded into us to reproduce, to
Yeah.
keep humanity
Yeah.
going?
Yeah.
So they don't have that.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
They don't. No. They
They have the
capability.
They have the capability
Capability.
to reproduce, but they're not meant for that.
Yeah, right.
Those 200 specifically, especially not with fucking humans.
Right, okay. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, especially not with humans.
There you
Those
go.
200.
So they're they're specifically
Yeah.
there for that, to
Yeah.
watch over.
And what
Yeah,
they,
so-
so it was
so-
bigger. It was bigger than. So to paint the picture a bit more, that it was bigger than just coming and just fucking seeing something hot and then wanting to sleep with it.
Right.
These ones, they wanted
Love.
to defile humankind, bro.
So they abided by the laws of the land, and they gave dowries to the fathers. They approached them in the way of a husband, or like a human husband.
Yeah. So what they, bro, it's crazy what they done.
It's like, what do you do in your, so like in Islam, you go and give dowries to women, right? If you want to marry, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they
we do the
practically
same.
done the same thing.
Bro, so because the power of the angels, because they're way more advanced than us, they could have just came and run rampant, bro. Just come take the women. Why did they come according to the book of Enoch? Why did they come and ask the fathers for their hand in marriage?
Because God would have intervened if they did it the other way.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So they actually asked, and bro, they wanted the birthright of Adam because the power and the dominion that we had at the garden before the fall was but crazy. Like we were supposed to like reproduce with like other people.
Like we're
You know what I mean?
so we're God's creation, lad. So the only way they can hurt him is to defile his creation. You know what I mean?
I got a question, and it might be a really, really open-ended question. It might be hard to answer, but you guys believe the same thing we believe. God's all-powerful. He can do anything, snap a finger. He's everywhere all at once, all-knowing, all-seeing, omnipotent, right?
Yeah.
What is the whole point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the whole point? Like, they're saying God would have intervened and God would have this and God. What's the whole point? To me, it's just a thought I have.
Yeah.
If he's all powerful and all knowing and all seeing,
Yeah, why did he let all this all
why?
happen?
Is this like for his entertainment? Is it?
No, because he gives all beings free will, lad. And if he was to come back and make things go away before they happen, or something bad happen, it means that he made a mistake. God doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't lie, and he can't be around sin.
So why did he create all of this though?
Huh?
Why did he create everything? You know what I mean?
Like we're made in his image. We're his creation.
What's
It
that
goes,
likeness?
it goes deeper. It's like, you know, when
Do you get,
apparently we're made. We had to look. Oh, fuck, this is going.
This is what I
into a
mean, like it's-
totally different subject, lad.
The reason why Lucifer got cancelled, casted out of heaven.
Cancel.
cancel culture.
The reason why he got casted out of heaven was because we were the ones that were going to be made in God's image. And the pride he had in his
So
heart,
that's
because
what
he was the second in command out of all the angels. He was the highest ranking angel.
Wow.
That's what I mean. Because you asking that veers us into a
Yeah.
whole different.
So he was the highest ranking angel. He got cast out of heaven because he knew that we're going to get created. Something that was less powerful than him, but he had to submit to.
Yeah.
Imagine that, bro, having to submit to someone like you're the second like in command.
Most powerful as angel out of all of them. Lad.
And then you get told that you're going to have to submit to something that's in likeness of God, but that's nowhere near as
Right.
powerful as you, or as beautiful as you. And then from that, Lucifer getting cast out, because remember, he took a third of the angels with him.
A third is huge.
Yeah.
That's wild.
They say it was
Whatever number that
a
is.
legion of angels, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Where are they? Like, what do they do?
How much is a legion, bro? Legion's
I don't know. Some of them at the casino, some at the brothels.
Legion is a definition of like it means like army. It's not
Yeah.
a number.
Oh, yeah.
A legion of, it's like an army.
Yeah. And then this whole war, so to answer your question, why everything is the way it is because of the whole war between us, human and the whole angelic race.
So they can't harm God, so they just harm His creation.
Yeah.
That's why we're stuck in the middle of it.
Just the whole rebellion against God.
I gotcha.
I know what you mean. You practically
I wondered that too.
saying, why would God create all of this if it's going to go to shit?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
not that it's gonna go to shit, but
Yeah.
like the only understandable, because God's beyond understanding, our understanding at least. So the only thing that makes sense to me is that it was for entertainment purposes.
And God also won't go back and violate His own laws. If there's laws of the land, He won't violate them if He's made them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
That's exactly.
That's part of the reason why. Because a lot of guys I talk with, and they're like, "Why couldn't He just make it go away when
That's
she
the
bit the apple?"
omnipotence paradox. Do you know what that is?
It's so stupid. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
just
God.
calling-
That's God going back on His word.
Yeah.
The
And him admitting he
omnipotence,
fucked up.
Yeah.
the omnipotence paradox it's like a mind bender, right? It's like, can God create a rock that He cannot lift?
Yeah.
But if He's all powerful, He can create the rock that He can't lift. But if
Yeah.
He's all powerful, He can lift it.
Yeah.
It's called the omnipotence paradox.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
He can create the law that He can't break.
Yeah. No, it's creating the law that He won't break.
Won't break.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
He can break it, but He won't.
Okay.
It's like if He's all knowing,
He's a
law
contractual
abiding.
being, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that rebellion led to the whole calamity in the garden, and that's when it started, the whole rebellion from God.
That's when it went into the seed battle of them.
Yeah.
So the fall of the garden happened, and for them to, because they knew Jesus was coming to undo the sin, so they had to track down the line where Jesus was coming from.
So they tried to stop Him at the
Yeah,
source.
so they tried to stop. Like
Spawn trapping.
we know how Islam doesn't believe in like Jesus coming down in the form of God coming down in the form of man, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we still believe in Immaculate Conception.
Yeah. But they were trying to track the seed that God was gonna come down as a man in.
Right.
Yeah. So they were practically trying to. He came from the seed of Noah, or there's a line of Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it had to be a line that
Wait,
wasn't
what?
tainted by
Yeah.
by hybrid. Yeah.
Hold on. I thought the male side of Jesus for you guys was God.
What do you mean?
How could it be from the seed of a man?
What do you mean? Another line.
The
Well,
lineage.
Mary that Mary came from.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
But that's why so going back to, so see what the Watchers done, yeah, the 200 Watchers.
Yeah.
See how they copulated with mankind, yeah. This is why I believe in the garden that that Eve slept with the snake
Serpent.
was because of that.
The
That
Bashan.
serpent,
Yeah.
was because of that, because they done exactly the same thing. It was just the whole serpent, because it's a certain, it's a seed battle if you really look at it.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. It really is.
It really is a seed battle. There's a line.
So the serpent seed
There's a serpent line, and there's a thoroughbred line. Adam's line and the serpent line.
And
And it's just been a battle the whole way through.
Yeah, it was the whole way through to stop the coming of the coming of Jesus.
Yeah, and
right?
also in the garden, when they got found out,
Yeah,
I believe it's, I was supposed to say it before, but I believe that she did sleep with him, with the Bashan, the reptilian. It was because, remember, when God goes that you're going to be forever when you have child, when you have a child, or whenever you bear a child, it's going to be painful. Why would he say that?
bars.
yeah.
You know
That's
what I mean?
a bar. Yeah, yeah.
And also with when God was talking to the serpent, he goes, the seed of the woman and the seed of the serpent is
Yeah.
always going to be at
Enmity.
at enmity with each other.
Yeah.
What? So he said, telling a snake that it's gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it has to be a hybrid being, bro.
It has
the
to be a
same-
hydra being because God's talking to he's talking to the serpent.
Yeah. And
You're
then
banished to-
and then he banishes him. He goes, you're gonna be crawling on the floor for the rest of your time.
See, now I'm starting to think about it, lad.
Yeah,
It's
so
making
he's
saying
sense.
way more.
So he's saying the seed of the serpent's going to be at enmity with the serpent of Eve. I mean, the serpent, the child of Eve, like the seeds of Eve.
Yeah. But one thing as well.
Like, what would you
Got
say that to?
goosebumps.
What would you say that to? What would you say that to something that just made her eat the apple, unless they had sex?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
But like one thing about the Old Testament, like what I realized as well, because when I used to read it when I first started, I'm reading it from the times of like 2010, 2015.
You got to read. You got to read it in the context it was written. Like.
Yeah, you got to read it from the time that it was written. But because people, when the copulation happened with the angels, you know how much knowledge, but I swear this is crazy, you're going to love this, but you know how much knowledge was passed on from the angels because they promised the fathers of the daughters that they were going to give them the secrets of heaven. Remember, they're supreme beings, bro. So they told them, okay, give us your daughters, give us the birthright of the world, and we'll give you
Secrets to heaven.
the secrets to heaven and earth.
Wow.
The secrets that they knew.
Yeah, you know I would love this as well because
Yeah.
that's something, one of my like wishes.
Because one of the things as well, you got to realize, bro, that their intelligence, we haven't, but they're debating now how they built the pyramids.
Yeah, hard.
But you can't even put a blade between, you know what I mean?
All the megalithic structures were from that time period. They were either watchers,
Giants,
Nephilims, or
Yeah. We don't
angelic
even have-
beings made them.
We
Like,
don't
because
even
they
have the
still can't.
technology. Yeah, we don't have the technology now to do some of that shit.
Even the precision in the cuts and all that, that's a whole
Well, where's that
conspiracy
place,
theory.
Tim, in Peru?
Stonehenge.
Sasaguama, or what's that place?
Fuck, I forgot.
It's in Peru. It's on top of mountains and
Yeah.
shit. By the way, they still can't figure out how
Yeah.
they got the blocks so perfect.
Hard,
together.
how they
You
carved
can't
that
even
shit.
look. You can't even put a
Razor blade.
A razor
butter
blade,
knife or
yeah.
a razor blade to. Like, how were people doing that back then? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, and then they show you the tools that they used for it. And it's just like a little fucking clapped drill and hammer and shit. It's like, bro, come on. Come on, cuz.
Bro, and what's, bro, this is going to sound crazy as well, but one of my beliefs as well, because look, you got the hieroglyphics as well
Yeah.
that show like
depict-
helicopters, submarines, fucking saucers.
Have
and
you seen
batteries
that?
and-
Fact check that and pull it up, yeah?
Yeah.
Because there's so much of that.
Bro, these guys were like way before, so my theory.
Fact checked it.
Yeah. Hey, my man.
Ah, then.
But it also shows, like, in a lot of great nations, there's like a ubiquitous amounts of information just out there, and like remnants of reptilian DNA throughout all the throughout history in all all the great nations, like Peru, the Aztecs,
Aztecs, crazy.
Egyptians,
Yeah.
Assyrians,
And it's all
fucking
accounts, bro. Like and
Chinese,
Lebos.
and you can talk about it now because they're slowly coming out, bro. Because there's like sightings. Like, well, remember, Mo, we were talking about it before. That lady that was talking about a shapeshifter in the airport
In the
or
plane.
airplane or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
She just turned and she goes, "That thing just fucking
Not
changed."
human.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not human.
Because you know when you go back, you can't see Josh, but we're having a convo with him. You know when you go back Assyrian history, there's serpent worship there, right? So that's remnants of reptilian DNA, bro. So
Bro, she was on the plane. Apparently she saw its eyes were like a cat eyes, like vertical.
yeah,
And it shapeshifted.
Yeah.
She shit herself, right?
yeah.
And she stormed off the plane. She was mysteriously vanished, and then came back like 3 weeks later and looked completely different.
Yeah.
And said, "Oh, she was just having a manic episode. It was a mental thing."
You see, every time something like that happens, 2 weeks later, they come back as a different person.
It's literally a different person.
Yeah.
But the real one's dead.
With reptilians, you really can't. There's nothing. ChatGPT reptilians, and it says it's
Nah.
there's nothing you can fight. It's fiction. Is that fiction? Non-fiction. Non-fiction.
Check it right now. What? Reptilians, ChatGPT.
It's the only thing. It's the only thing that there's not a lot of shit online about it. Wow. But they said there's a Sumerian kings list, and it says that all the 13 families that rule the world derive from that list, and they all have reptilian DNA. They call them the blue bloods. Like.
The blue bloods. Reptilians.
Yeah, what was that?
Explain reptilians.
Yeah, blue blood. So that back to the advanced time. So before the flood of Noah. So when they copulated with the angels, they got the secrets of heaven, and then bro, it just shooted this advanced race, bro, that had the technology to do fucking everything. Because they showed them everything. They showed them women had to have makeup.
Yeah,
they showed them astrology.
Simyaza taught the people how to make weapons. Azazel taught them how to.
Yeah. I'm not too particular on what angels did what, but they showed mankind everything.
So we'd pretty much be in the Stone Age.
You ready?
If they didn't teach us shit.
Origins. The term reptilians refers to a conspiracy theory.
Exactly. See?
That claims a race of reptilian humanoids, sometimes called lizard people. See, you know how they add these stupid names to it? Do you know why? It's to remove power from it, lad.
Yeah.
If you allocate a silly name to something and make people laugh at it.
Yeah.
Secretly controls the world. This idea became popularized by David
Icke.
Icke, yeah. A British conspiracy theorist who claims, all right, bro, you're fucking ChatGPT over here.
Yeah.
He claims that these beings are shape-shifting extraterrestrial or interdimensional creatures that manipulate world governments, media, and finance.
They really are, bro.
He knows, you know, with David Icke knows a lot of information on them.
Oh, here we go. Bloodline purity. Some believe that the most powerful families, British royal family, US political dynasties, are all part of reptilian bloodlines. Human hybrid bloodlines.
Hey,
bro, you can even go deeper.
Yeah.
And you go through Egyptian history and all the
Hollow Earth.
all the kings of the earth. No, all the kings that were ever on earth, how they have elongated skulls.
Yeah.
Like their eyes are like cat-shaped eyes. Like it goes really, really deep. All the shit that I learned a bit of David Icke, but the rest was from all different religions.
Yeah.
Because they all have the depiction of serpents and fucking this and that.
This talks about Hollow Earth as well.
Yeah, Hollow Earths are not. Yeah, they come from underground.
Yeah.
Apparently,
they live underground. They don't sleep as well.
The Chinese, they have the Chinese and the Indian. Apparently, there's ancient gates that they talk about the serpent people coming from underground. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And there's so many accounts that I've seen online, bro, lately.
You know
of
what
people
else?
witnessing that.
You know what else I find
I
interesting?
reckon this is just a theory of mine. I reckon the reptilians, they're part of the angelic race, but I think they were here before, maybe.
Okay.
Back when it was still out of darkness.
Yeah.
In the void.
Yeah.
I
In
feel
the void, because that's nocturnal, right? When animals can see in the dark,
Yeah.
so you never know.
well, that's why their eyes are shaped like that.
Yeah, because when you think about it, when the Nephilims were fucking around with the animals and sinning with the animals, whatever was here, Lucifer could have created some shit. Like and fucked around with what was here. You never know. It could have been a prison for other angelic beings.
Hey,
that
and
threw
the
down.
Nephilims are what came out of the copulation between the angels and the humans.
Because think about it, they say there's 7 different alien races. Where do you think they come from? Do you believe in space? Other
I honestly have mixed emotions about it.
Jupiter, Mars.
They're there.
Yeah, it's there.
But
It's there.
what are they is my question. Are they planets?
Yeah,
Are they...
there's definitely outer space.
Of course.
I used to think there wasn't, but after research, there is.
That's all within the confinements of the of our realms, right?
Yeah.
This is what my belief is. Like I've sort of gathered my opinion from a mixture of the Quran and a mixture of the Bible, but I reckon we're in the firmament, obviously, and the stars and space and all that are the waters above.
Yeah.
And when you look,
A lot of people say that they exist outside the firmament.
you think they're in the firmament.
No,
Outside.
outside.
Outside. Even the other countries, the other planets.
Every time they launch a rocket, it somehow mysteriously scrapes against something.
They'll never
you know?
break through it.
That's what I'm
They'll
saying.
never.
And-
And I've heard of accounts of when they've landed at certain places.
But you never know, because you know all the contact of CERN and they're trying to contact something from outside.
Yeah, so they probably could get there, but via portal.
I
you're
think
saying.
they're trying to contact outside of the firmament to Saturn.
Yeah.
And like they're getting ready for something, so maybe they have a way to penetrate the firmament because they're saying they're getting ready for something to come. And according to the ancient Sumerians, the Nibiru planet's coming, or they can see it.
some shit about mining gold and that. That's
But apparently there's a. Anyway, I want to get into
Yeah,
it.
no.
Yeah.
Go say.
Apparently there's an asteroid, but it's the size of it's a diamond.
That's
whole
the same
thing.
planet they're saying that's coming.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I
The
think
diamond?
it's the same. Because I don't know why the Vatican even have, well, they would even buy or invest into a telescope. It's one of the strongest telescopes in the world, looking into space. Like they're a church. Why
That's scary.
and they're warning everyone of aliens coming.
That's scary. Imagine that.
I reckon they got a. There's going to be a period, I don't know where it'll be in the next 5 to 10 years where they fully disclose the aliens. Like,
Do you reckon we
and
can?
aliens, not many aliens, but this is going to be angelic beings. But it's the same
Yeah,
shit.
hard.
about
It's
with
not
the
like in the
population.
movies you're talking.
Yeah.
The aliens.
Nah, but this is-
We're talking
they're
like.
yeah,
going to
bro.
fully disclose it, and apparently we're going to see them as the saviors of mankind.
I love how the media and movies and TV have indoctrinated us into thinking aliens are like these little space creatures, so that we don't take them seriously.
Oh no, it's a form of it. The greys are like they're telepathic fucking.
Yeah, but the thing is, these are still tied to religion.
Yeah,
but
it's
because
all
of the
religion.
media indoctrination,
Yeah,
it
it's
makes
all
you
religion.
think it's
Yeah.
science and mystery
That's why
and
if you
sci-fi.
see a lot of stuff, David Icke's research on reptilians, he says they existed thousands and thousands of years before.
Yeah.
That's why it goes with my theory of there being angelic beings here before.
Right,
But we're just not meant to know about it.
right.
You know what I thought angelic beings were before? Like angels with wings, like us
Like a
with
cherub.
wings.
Like a cherub.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they look human form with wings.
Yeah.
But bro, a lot of them apparently from like
Eyeballs and
yeah, bro, like eyeball. They look
Thousand
like proper
eyeballs in a
aliens.
ring.
But anything looks like an alien to us that's not terrestrial from here. Like you know what I mean? Like that's not from.
Have you
doesn't
seen the
have two
biblically
ears and nose
accurate
and eyes.
angels?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
look
They
fucking
look
freaky.
so cool.
Yeah, crazy,
yeah.
bro.
Like
Crazy.
imagine seeing
I
that.
think the cherubims are the multiple animal heads.
Yeah.
The seraphims are the fiery serpent
Yeah.
looking things with wings,
Wow.
6-winged. And the other ones are the ones that I don't know the name of that. They say there's like 7, but there's more. Apparently there's more.
I reckon there would be.
Yeah, there's more that we don't know about. Biblically accurate, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there has to be. I reckon there's more.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go back to what you were saying.
Yeah, so advanced times, bro.
No, so with the women, so that when they get the dowries.
Go back to what you were saying. Starts going back to what you were saying. So the women.
No, the women, there, the gangers. You're the Panaris.
Yeah, so when they got asked for their hand in marriage to copulate with the angels, they got the secrets of heaven and they just started going crazy. But they didn't stop at the women. These motherfuckers were cross DNA and they were doing the whole miscegenation thing. So they were doing it with cross DNA.
So not miscegenation.
Miscegenation.
Yeah.
So what they were doing, they were crossbreeding the human race with the animal race.
Damn.
That's why Noah asked. That's when God asked Noah to take the animals that were
Still pure.
that were still good.
So,
2 by 2 inside the ark.
you know
with
what they were doing? The Nephilims were doing? They were taking 200 of every single animal, and they would take 200 cows, 200 sheep, and they were fucking the animals, and like they were fucking around with them. They were giving birth to monsters, like.
them. Yeah.
Fucking picture that.
Bro,
eh?
half horse, half fucking
centaur.
human and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shit
There
like
was
that.
a lot of mixing of DNA because I used to think it was just them, that transhumanism, them mixing hybrid DNA with animals, but they were fucking the animals, like. Because it's in the Book of Giants. If you read it, it says how they were giving birth to like, and you see how the conspiracy about dragons.
Well, I want to run
Dinosaurs.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to run something by you based on what he said. I don't know if you've read that book I told you to read, but I've been telling you to read for like 10 years. Still Like an Artist.
Yeah.
You remember how it said there is no such thing as original works?
Yeah.
There is no such thing as original works. Track
It's
this
the same
idea.
shit, just
Track
repaid
this
over.
idea in your head.
Yeah.
On TV, you see dragons, you see dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You see Centaurs,
They say-
half horse, half human. Yeah.
They say that that's from these times.
That's the same
There
shit,
is
bro.
no such thing as
There's nothing-
original
nah,
thought.
bro.
No, they say there's nothing new under the sun in the Bible.
Bro, 100%.
Everything has been done before.
Bro, so picture this, man. We'll paint the picture, yeah, before the flood. Imagine this. You got these dinosaurs, bro.
Yeah.
All for miscegenation. You got these giants, bro, that have been fucking birthed from these women.
Apparently, the dinosaurs are the outcome of them fucking with the animals. Like,
Yeah, lad.
yeah, yeah.
And they turned out to be bloodthirsty anyway. So what happened? So
Imagine half hybrid beings fucking with animals. They inherit some of that angelic DNA as well. So what would you get? You know what I mean?
Monster.
bro, just
you
all
get
out
me,
war.
brother. Yeah. What me, brother?
lad.
15-year-old lad. Oh, nah, jokes.
Timestamp.
Nah, bro, leave it, lad.
Timestamp. Fuck no.
Leave it, lad.
No, because that means you've withheld information.
What do you mean? Yeah, let them think that. Don't worry.
Nah. Okay.
You always kill it, bro. Leave it, brother. Leave it.
Bro, so
He's
from
the boss.
all the technology that we have now, imagine that back
We'll
then.
cut that one up. We'll cut it off. Like, and just 15-year-old and then bang, health and wealth. I'm serious, love. I'm serious. It was so shit.
Whatever
Views,
you want to do,
views,
whatever you want to
views,
do. lad.
views, baby.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Go.
It'll go, lad. It'll
I'm
go.
with you, I'm with you.
Yeah, what you saying?
Because he's saying it too.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck. If he
But-
says it's all right, it's all right.
Hard.
Yeah.
So
Actually, no, do you want me to show the messages? Or save it for the next one?
Save it for the next one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Don't give him everything all at once.
Yeah, hard. I'm coming for you, nigga.
I just got nervous.
Yeah, boom. What are you saying?
Bull timestamp.
We're going to start some shit, lad.
Fuck.
Yeah, what are you saying?
Yeah, so all the technology we have now,
Yeah.
imagine that, but like fucking 20, 50,
Way more
100
advanced.
times way more
No, you-
advanced with angelic beings, with fucking
Energy weapons.
the centaurs,
Yeah.
bro. It would have been fucking crazy, bro. Like full chaotic. And according to the book of Enoch, it got to the point where they turned, like humans were turning around and crying out to God, saying, "Look, bro, we need help, bro," because they started to turn against the humans.
Because when they ate everything,
Oh,
they
fucking
devoured everything. They ate the animals, they ate humans, and then they turned on each other, and there was a lot of cannibalism.
They sound
That's
like
why when Noah,
horrible times.
that's why when Noah got off the boat, God said, "You can do everything but drink blood. Don't drink blood," because there was a lot of cannibalism before the.
So when Noah got off the boat, the
Oh,
whole
well, he said drinking blood. The drinking of blood is forbidden.
yeah, but
but
that
yeah.
could mean anything to do with consumption of human as well. It's like a parable.
Yeah.
So now that Noah's off the boat, all right, and it's all clean, everything's clean, everything's clean.
No. We're still before the flood. We're still before the
Oh,
flood.
damn.
We're talking about the Antediluvian pre-flood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Period.
So the advanced, we're talking about the advanced times, yeah.
Yeah. So the advanced time. So they would have, because you don't believe that it was like advanced. Is that advanced? Eh? Because I remember I spoke to a mate who's at the church. He's a pastor, and I spoke to him and I go, "So do you reckon the times of Noah were advanced?" And he's like, "No, it wasn't. It was primitive times. It was this and that."
No, it can't have been.
Bro, because Old Testament, bro, everyone thinks it's like fucking stone and fucking brick.
It can't have been.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was not, bro.
What do you think about it?
The conspiracy theorist inside me
Yeah.
knows that they were more advanced than we were.
Because it says in the Bible that the second coming will be like the times of Noah. Because they were mixing.
Whoa.
Yeah, because they were crossing DNA, right? They were crossing DNA, and you know what they're doing in China now?
We're
They're
entering that
trying to
period,
they're
bro.
trying to mix pig embryos with human. Like they're doing everything that they're doing. There's a lot of witchcraft. There's a lot of fucking. You could say cloning. That's
Say
another
that
conspiracy
again, what
theory.
you said before.
Huh?
Say it again, lad. Let it hit.
Yeah, because it says the second coming of Christ it'll be like the times of Noah.
Do you guys realize how much of a fucking bar that is? Like,
Bars.
Bars, nigga.
they always say that everything was advanced back then. We're now heading towards the advanced.
Exactly.
Bro.
And the word of God is never wrong, lad.
Yeah. And the same
Bro.
thing that you were saying before. Like nothing's new literature, brother.
Nothing's
Yeah.
new,
It's
eh?
just a replay.
So everything that
repeating.
they're doing, it was done before. So we're getting closer and closer, and they're saying like, the times of Noah, there was a lot of transhumanism, lad. A lot, lad.
Can these motherfuckers stop fucking with shit? Have you ever asked that
It's
question?
prophecy, but it's meant to happen, lad.
All right, it's prophecy. All right, it's meant to happen. Don't fucking touch it. Just leave it alone. Go home.
hard.
Like, how hard is it? Oh, I have an idea. I'm gonna wake up today and I'm gonna fucking crossbreed humans and pigs.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
hard.
create COVID.
Yeah,
Just
hard.
stay at home. I'll pay you to stay at home.
World
Just don't
domination,
touch it.
brother.
Yeah,
Leave
hard.
it. It's so fucking annoying, bro.
Stay home, have a line.
Have you seen
Yeah,
this scientists
have
that
some
created?
cocaine.
Bro, they're trying to recreate
Cocaine, hell
dinosaurs.
of a drug, brother.
Oh, yeah, bringing me back to episode 1 now. Bro, like the
Yeah.
scientists that are trying to recreate the dinosaurs. Fuck off.
Yeah, they keep fucking no, but
Just fuck off.
no. You know, with them, yeah, I don't think they're told the truth because a lot of scientists don't believe in religion. They believe
go.
in God, but they don't believe that like what we have to do to get like the
Yeah.
concept of heaven. And
Yeah.
this. They believe that we're created by a higher being, but
Yeah. Bro,
it's already been scientifically proven.
did you hear that? Yeah, hard. You can tell from the DNA that they've studied. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've unfrozen a very rare and never seen before bacteria from the permafrost in Antarctica,
Yeah.
and they unfroze it. We have no cure for it. Right? It's a disease.
What, permafrost? What is that?
Permafrost is like the ice.
Yeah.
You know when there was the ice age and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Within that, there was bacteria that froze in that. It's like putting something in the freezer.
Yeah, it's like a time capsule.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they've just unfrozen it.
Yeah.
Who the fuck told you to touch it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, hard.
Bro, we have no cure for it. It could wipe out the whole.
Yeah.
Bro, there's
everything.
a agenda behind that.
This is my whole point. But this is what I'm saying. Who the fuck told these motherfuckers to go and touch it? Who gave you permission?
The elite just fucking.
Who told you to go touch it?
They're just
These
like
fucking reptilians, brother.
I didn't tell you to touch it. Don't fucking touch it.
like just like COVID, just like the SARS, just like
Thank you very much.
They always
Every 1920s there's a plague. Did you know that?
Yeah,
every
10
20s.
Yeah, every 10, 20 years, like there's always a plague.
No,
too.
not 10, 20 years. Every 20s.
Oh, every 20s.
So 1820s
and
Spanish flu.
and what-
1920s
yeah,
Spanish flu.
And what's
sorry.
the main goal behind it is to depopulate.
Culling. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's pretty. COVID was like that was red hot, like because it cost the government more to keep the old people alive. So they just like you just
100%.
Goodbye. And
just
also,
make a flu that'll cure all the old.
but they were also, guess what? The last wave of pensioners. Because now we got our super that takes care of us, right?
Yeah.
It's our contributions.
Yeah.
Those were the last wave of pensioners, lad.
Yeah.
So they were the last burden ever on the government.
And it's funny how everyone's just watching what's going on in the world. Like Bill Gates is all over TV saying there's going to be another. It's him.
He's literally telling you.
He's telling you that we're going to
Karmic
release
debt.
another pandemic. There's going to be another
Freeing
pandemic.
himself of karmic debt.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone's just like, oh yeah, and go to work, go about their business.
Yep.
And then they come back to each other when they're in groups and talk about fucking.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I've delved us very far off track. It's my fault.
Yeah.
But
No.
I'll let you get
It's
back.
good. It's good
it's all
conversation.
conspiracies anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
back
hard.
to what you were saying. We were talking about the Antediluvian period. Then.
Yeah, so the advanced times. Fuck. I'm totally lost it.
The advanced times with the Watchers when they copulated, they got the transhumanism, everything before the flood.
Miscegenation.
Yeah, miscegenation.
Yeah, so when all the miscegenation happened, then God's people cried out because they were getting killed because these
Yeah.
fucking Nephilims are running around killing everything. You had these fucking T-Rex and shit.
E-
Hey, by the way,
Enoch tried to plead for the angels that did end the
Yeah.
giants, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Enoch tried to plead out to God for
Enoch was one of God's favorite ones. He was the one that read the book of Enoch.
Yeah.
I love
We got
that
this
name.
info from, yeah.
I love
Crazy.
that name.
Crazy.
Enoch.
Heavy
Struck
duty.
fear
So,
Heavy duty.
to
yeah,
everyone,
so
lad.
before the flood, he tried to plead because remember one of the giants were having visions. They started. This is when everything ran out in the earth.
Yeah.
All the supplies and that ran out, and they started having visions of
Yeah.
3 names, and it was the sons. It was Ham, Japheth, and Noah.
Yeah.
Came up on the.
Yeah.
And they asked the giant. They were like, "How did you know that? How did you find that out? How did you decipher the dream?" And he goes, "For my father."
Yeah.
Talking about the angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bro, this should be a show.
I just pulled that out my ass. Like,
This should be a show, lad.
uh-huh.
Imagine a show, one show, that just shows everything start to finish
Yeah.
Bro, it'd
of
be
our
crazy.
story
Oh yeah. it'd be
with
crazy.
VFX and proper, lad.
You can do that with AI, can't you?
If you have like $25 million for credits,
Yeah.
brother, we'd made a 4-second clip and it was
beginning.
$30. It was $30 for like a 10-second clip. Talking a show, lad.
Yeah. Hard,
It'd be like 10 mil.
Viral, lad.
I'd rather pay a
Hard.
VFX crew to make it for me.
So so God would have rejected his plea, and then the
Yeah.
flood.
So then he was interceding for him, like praying for him and shit, praying to God to fucking release them because apparently they ended up when who was it that had the dream? Do you know what giant it was?
Fuck, I forgot his name. I was actually looking into this yesterday. I forgot his name, like.
But there was one of them that had the dream, and then
They might have been the son of Simyaza, lad.
they all the angels they
Yeah.
ended up being in mourning because they knew what was coming
Yeah.
because you know how they defiled mankind. And then
Yeah.
that's when they reached out to Enoch to go and intercede for him and to say, like, oh, will you give us forgiveness? And God was going off.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, that's when God said that the angels coming down to take those other one to bind him in
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and then he incited violence, war between the remaining giants that were on
Yeah.
earth before the flood came.
So before the flood, Mo, yeah, listen to this. God created the war between all the beings that were made,
hybrids.
all the hybrids that were made, and made the offspring. Sorry, who was it that he made watch?
No, he bound the 200 that copulated to watch the kids kill each
then
other.
he made them watch. So all the offspring, they'll
Damn.
yeah. So they had to sit there and bear it.
Holy shit.
So imagine that, bro,
That's
watching your kids go.
God's wrath.
No, and Josh is looking at us like spinners.
No, that's crazy, lad.
Spinatron.
Badly.
It's all in your head, lad. I'm
Spinatron.
taking all your information on and I'm processing.
This is like yarns on the rack, lad.
Do you know to be as well?
Yeah, lad. You lockjaw.
Oh, lad. You know the DMs on the rack, lad? Yeah, you know the angel. Don't worry, Saturday, lad.
Josh is hanging, brother.
Josh has never touched rack in his life.
It's been working hard,
The
brother.
dirty cameraman, brother.
Yeah, what happened? And they incited violence, but they incited war between them and the Nephilim.
Yeah, and the 200 had to watch apparently.
That's crazy.
And when they watched it, then obviously they killed each other off, and then that's when the flood came. But apparently the flood wasn't just like water. Apparently it was like it was a flood, but the flood was that fast. It was like the speed of sound. So everything had to get killed. The only ones that would have survived were the marine life and the 200 women that copulated with the angels, because apparently they were made into mermaids. So because they ended up sleeping with the angels, God made them sirens. That's the whole mermaid theory.
Sirens.
That's what made the whole mermaid theory.
Bro,
So they
what
got-
the fuck?
So they got made into sirens, so they
Couldn't copulate again,
Yeah,
but
so they
they
couldn't-
attract the
yeah.
males that...
That's why they're so beautiful. They're good looking. And have you heard the accounts of the guys at the
hearing
sea?
them, lad.
Hearing them and seeing them, apparently the ones that get taken, and apparently they're very good looking and they can sing from the sea. And then,
Bro, and like think about they've only, like scientists are saying, they've only researched 5% of the ocean.
Yeah.
What else in there exists?
Bro, that's the thing, right? It tracks.
Yeah.
So all of the fucked up creatures...
Anything that could
They would've
swim
went
is
into
still
the
on
earth.
Earth.
Thank you very much. So you go and explore the
Yeah.
ocean right now. I bet you're going to find a piece of history.
Bro,
I
there.
think they pretty much. I think there's a reason why only 5% was explored.
They
It's like
can't.
They know what's down there.
Yeah.
No, but they can't explore it, lad.
yeah,
Think about it like this. How fucked up the creatures were in that time.
about 100%.
Whatever they send down there is not coming back, lad.
You ever hear?
And they're finding
They
apparently
found dark matter down there.
Yeah, apparently there's like stuff
Oh, they
coming up
have
slowly.
dark matter.
They found what was it that they found on the bottom of the ocean floor? Antimatter? Yeah, antimatter. Fuck, I am ChatGPT, brother. What's ChatGPT?
Antimatter.
Lebo GPT.
What's antimatter?
Huh? Oh, antimatter and dark matter.
So matter is everything we can see, touch,
Yeah,
and feel,
Tangible.
right?
Like.
Antimatter is a reverse of all of that. So instead of
Oh, you mean dark matter?
no, it's antimatter. Instead of it being this,
Yeah,
it's that in a different. It's a flipped realm or some shit like that.
I know what you mean.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I've seen it.
Let me. What is antimatter?
Is that beyond the firmament?
Antimatter is a type of material composed of antiparticles.
It's really
which
dense.
have the same
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mass as their no, that's dark matter. That's very dense.
Yeah.
These have the same mass as
That's
their corresponding matter particles, but opposite charge and quantum
Did you see-
properties.
And it looks like
Did you
upside
see?
down shit.
Did you see that
Holy shit!
bro? Did you see that guy that explores that guy that got killed?
No.
Where he went down and he found another different ecosystem.
Below
It was
that
it was
floor,
dark-
yeah?
it was
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
That's
matter.
under the antimatter.
Yeah,
Is that
Dark
dark
matter is different, lad.
Is it
dark
way?
matter is space.
No way.
Antimatter is ocean.
No
right?
way.
Yes.
Mo,
Listen to this.
Is that
They-
antimatter the
after-
one that he like when he bangs it?
break
Hey Josh,
through.
Josh,
Yeah.
pull it up here.
Oh, he did. Look.
The helicopter
Oh
crash.
no, he didn't put that up. Give me a sec.
The
Listen to
guy,
this.
the guy that actually discovered it, they killed him like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
When he talks about the ecosystem they found and they couldn't descend because it was too dense.
Yeah. Antiparticles. Antimatter is a type of material composed of antiparticles, which have the same mass as their corresponding matter particles, but an opposite charge and quantum properties. When matter and antimatter come into contact, they annihilate, releasing a tremendous amount of energy.
That's crazy.
So every electron is flipped. It's reverse polarity. So if you've got a positive and a negative charge,
Yeah.
and if they come together, it fucking blows, lad.
There's a lot in the ocean that we don't know about, bro, because
Yeah.
a lot of the UFO sightings come from under the water.
The universe appears to be made almost entirely of matter, despite the fact that the Big Bang should have created equal amounts of matter and antimatter.
The Big Bang Theory is full of shit.
Asymmetry problem, and it's one of the biggest unsolved matters. This is fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah.
this is stupid. It's been found in the bottom of the ocean. Just
What were we
fucking
saying?
look,
What were we saying?
Fuck, I totally forgot.
No, so when he flooded, so
Yeah, so it was like the speed of sound apparently.
Right.
So then some of the
That was-
animals they would have went straight into Earth. But anyway, like what I was saying with the mermaids,
that
that's why.
encounter with the Leviathan was those times
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
God released it.
Loch Ness monster. Is that
Was
real?
it before?
No, it was it was
That
the
was
flood,
at
the
that
flood
time?
period. Yeah, yeah.
I feel like a spinner right now. Is the
Yeah.
Loch Ness monster real?
No, it really is. All of those stories you've ever heard about
They're all real.
about
Bigfoot,
fucking
Sasquatches and shit.
like those little fairies, fucking goblins, everything. Like, yeah. Greek mythology, everything.
Bro, it's
You know what I'm
crazy. Yeah, because Greek mythology ties into it as well.
Mm.
No way.
So there was
Bro,
the flood
100%.
that wiped out everything.
How
you
does
were
Greek-
saying? Keep going.
Yeah, sorry, go.
Yeah. Say it again.
The flood that wiped out everything.
Yeah, so the flood wiped out everything. So obviously Noah's on the boat, animals 2 by 2, but the flood that everyone thinks of is just rain. It rained and it rained too much, and then the world flooded. But it was actually like the speed of sound, because they had to wipe out all the hybrid races that survived that war. Had to knock them all out, and then obviously the 200 angels,
Must
the
have been
200 women,
strong
they ended up
boat.
going into the earth,
Yeah.
going into the water. So there's probably still nephilim on our hybrid beings in the water.
There has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they-
oh, you mean no? Because it says the spirits of them stayed on earth because they had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard.
They are spirits,
They're in
yeah.
purgatory.
Sorry. The hybrid beings that were created, the ones that could weather the water, they must have went into Earth. That's what I should have said.
Yeah. That's wild.
So then,
What happened after the flood, Mutti?
So then after the flood, that's when Noah started the whole. That was so called the start of Adam again, because Noah was the only thoroughbred. The line that no one.
Noah was the only one whose DNA wasn't tainted.
Yeah, DNA wasn't tainted. Sorry.
So it was him and his children.
You were thoroughbred, Jack.
When he said thoroughbred, I was thinking, fuck. I go, ooh, Noah was a gangster.
Fucking hell.
Noah wasn't ass fucked or fucking miscegenated, but
So we're back to the floods come, yeah?
Yep.
It's cleared everything.
yeah.
The animals 2 by 2 on the ark, and the pure bloodline and the untainted bloodline has been established.
Thoroughbred Noah.
Where do we go from there? What happens now?
So from there was the flood happened. How long was the flood for? Was it a year?
50 days.
150 days. How many days in a year?
Jeez,
256?
365.
Yeah. So 100 days.
5-6
is-
months, huh?
Yeah, 5-6 months.
Wow.
So then apparently, according to the Bible, it would have docked on, because they ended up finding it around Mount Ararat in Turkey.
Did they find the ark?
Yeah, it was discovered around 1948 by a local Kurdish tribe after an earthquake.
But they found it.
Huh?
It's there. They found it.
It was discovered after an earthquake because it kept after the earthquake. It's like it unraveled. It started unraveled. Like it came from.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
So,
Bro, so this is crazy. You know what's crazy? They found the chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea where Moses.
Ron Wyatt.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea, and they also found something else he found. There's a lot of shit that he didn't get right, but he got that right.
You know what? Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. What happened after the flood? What was the next thing that happened?
So the boat docked apparently at Mount Ararat.
Yeah.
So then Noah was given instructions to repopulate the land.
Okay.
But then it got cursed again, but didn't it?
Yeah, it got cursed again. So they say that there were Nephilims before and after.
Okay.
So they say that so you know that the conflict that Ham had with his father Noah, right?
Yeah.
So he cursed
Ham was
him.
one of their children, yeah?
Yeah, you remember Mo when I was talking about how that episode where Ham cursed Noah Noah cursed Ham for seeing him naked.
Yeah.
So they say the curse was because of that, because Ham seen him naked when it told all the brothers, but really I reckon there was a deeper reason behind the curse. I reckon it was because Ham took on a hybrid wife, because all of the Nephilims came from his line after.
Okay.
So the original giants were called Nephilims, but the descendants of them were the Anakim, Raphaim. There's like 5 other different. So what was I saying?
The line of no, keep going. The line of Nephilims that
Yeah, so he cursed them. So the deeper meaning behind him cursing Ham was because he took on a hybrid wife. Because all the descendants of Ham were all the people that defied God in the Bible. So it leads all the way up into Nimrod. So the reason why the giants existed after that was because Ham had a hybrid wife, and it carried on the Nephilim DNA after the flood.
I'm telling you, bro, it's a seed battle.
It's a seed battle.
Yeah,
It's a fucking seed battle,
Because they
bro.
keep trying to
100%.
reproduce their seeds.
Yeah.
It's like they just want to keep their seed going.
It's like Game of Thrones, lad.
So that curse that he gave his son, why would you curse your son for seeing you naked? You know what I mean? There must be something deeper to it. Unless he had a hybrid wife, and because remember he cursed his son Canaan, perpetual slavery and all this other shit. But then you go down the line to Nimrod, and Nimrod was a great fucking hunter, lad.
Conqueror.
I think it was like 3 cities that he built.
Wow.
Yeah,
So Nimrod
trade routes, everything.
Nimrod was a hybrid then, yeah?
Yeah, Nimrod was a hybrid. He was a giant, lad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes from that line.
And that's the line of Goliath and all the...
Yeah, so according to Assyrian history, he was a giant, right?
Yeah.
Nimrod.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like having our fact-checking
Yeah, hard.
That's the
brainiac.
best.
Yeah, so he was a giant, so it goes all the way to Nimrod. So from Nimrod, that's where all Greek mythology and all those Hercules, all those stories come from. Because his grandfather was Ham, and Ham was the one that told him of all the gods of old, the antediluvian period of all the watchers, the this, the that, yeah.
And the Greek mythology, yeah, that's like the Zeus.
Yeah, Poseidon, yeah, all of those. They were watchers. Yeah, they were watchers.
Hercules.
I love those old war movies, bro.
You hear
Straight out.
through Greek mythology of angelic beings sleeping and having kids.
Correct.
Hercules, there's
The Greek orgies, lad, are crazy.
yeah. It makes me wonder: was Achilles a fucking
Bro, he was my favorite, bro.
Was
Apparently,
Achilles
Achilles was dipped in a sea of... I
yeah.
don't know what sea it was, but that's why he was killed by his Achilles.
You know,
Because he was held upside down or some shit.
Yeah.
Some demonic, bro.
That's why they call it the Achilles tendon.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where it was held up.
No,
from.
like all the great conquerors in like in human history, were they hybrids? You know what I mean? Alexander the Great. There was some shit behind him and his mum as well. She was a sorcerer or some shit, and he was the son of
Yeah,
some.
yeah.
This
I heard
and
something.
that.
Do you remember
Yeah.
in Game of Thrones, lad, when they had the Red Witch and she was trying to get Stannis Baratheon to
Yeah.
usurp the throne?
Yeah,
It's kind of how it gives you that
yeah,
vibe,
yeah.
eh?
So-
Usurp, we slept, we all slept together.
Well, I'm gonna usurp your box tonight, baby girl.
Mo's nearly home, baby.
Oh shit! I fucking love Game of Thrones. It's such
Yeah.
a good show. It's after where are we? Where the fuck are we at now?
No,
I
so
said
what-
Nimrod,
no, yeah,
Nimrod.
so at Nimrod, Nimrod was he wanted to defy God, lad.
Okay.
He wanted to defy God because he's from the line of Ham, and all the great nations that all the people that defied God was from Ham's line, lad.
Yeah.
So then they ended up they eventually went into building the Tower of Babel.
Is the Tower of Babel a physical tower?
It's a physical tower, but it wasn't a tower that it wasn't high enough to go into heaven.
It was.
I think it was high enough for them to do whatever they were doing, a ritual or whatever. Because when they were copulating with the women, weren't they doing it on ziggurats
Yeah.
to entice them to come down? So
Yeah.
I reckon it was high enough, and it was a fucking Stargate for them to be able to penetrate heaven.
There's something with being on top of a mountaintop or something like on top of something, like with the pyramids. How they, because with the pyramids,
Because you remember all the great men of history, Moses, Abraham, they always went up to a mountain.
all at the top or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some spiritual significance of
Yeah.
that, of being on top of a mountain. So it was high enough. And you believe in the Stargate theory, eh? Yeah. So it wasn't an actual. Bro, how are you going to build something to go walk physically into heaven?
You can't.
Yeah,
Bro,
There's
you
some-
would've-
There would have been some ritual with some portal.
I'll
that-
tell you how I know that it wasn't a physical structure.
Yeah.
Because there would, no matter how old it is, no matter how thousands of years ago, how many thousands of years ago, there would have been physical evidence of that much mass, land mass,
Exactly.
maneuvered.
Yeah.
You can't hide that.
Some say the original Tower of Babel was in Africa, but that's if you're going back to the 12 tribes of Israel.
You're not penetrating that firmament, bro.
Yeah,
Building something, bro. It has to be something that gets
Stargate.
outside
yeah.
that penetrates that. The only thing is from the portal, bro. And that's what I think CERN's doing.
So that's when God came down. So God came down to see what they were doing. So apparently they got close to it, and then he dispersed everyone into their own nations.
He confused the
Yeah,
languages.
it separated everything.
Apparently, that's when all the religions came too.
Yeah, all the religions, all the beliefs,
Came from
because
that.
remember how I told you, we're going back to when Nimrod was told about the world of old, the antediluvian period with all the gods and
Yeah.
all the giants, the watchers and that. So when God dispersed them and they spread, that's where all the mythology comes from, because it was taught from Nimrod about different gods.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why he was,
Hinduism.
yeah,
Sun
one
god.
of the reasons why he was trying to defy God, and all the cities that he made, they were practicing that as well. They were worshipping other gods, and bro, he was the one that made, like, there was trade routes in Mesopotamia and that he, bro, like, he's an innovator.
Mesopotamia is one of the most interesting
Babylon,
civilizations.
the Babylonian cities, yeah, fuck, the history is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
that's why the Assyrians have no land.
Yeah, they
Brother,
do.
brother, you
They
get,
do in Fairfield, guys.
give him a
they're hard. Fairfield's
brother,
there.
No, it's true, brother.
Just throw him a sword and a shield. They're going for God, lad. Fuck.
Hard. I've
Yeah,
always
so-
respected the Assyrians in that regard. They're they're fighters, lad. They're warriors.
Yeah. Arabs just
Except
have that
Josh.
war gene, lad.
Except Josh.
Hard. Arabs in general. But I reckon it was
Josh is
a portal,
bitch.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm with my brother, bro. I reckon it was a portal. It wasn't anything physical. I reckon they got to a physical, like somewhat something physical, and then from there they just shot off to like a portal or some shit. Hey, didn't they kill? Who'd they kill? Because he found the portal or something that he was gonna do.
I was saying that the real war in Iraq was about that, because he had a Stargate,
Saddam.
Saddam, yeah, that's who it is.
and they just hid it behind the. You know how we tried to trade oil and.
Yeah. Back the take power.
No,
from the
he
US
was
dollar.
trying to. He was trying to. That's
Create his own currency.
No, he was trying to change the trading dollars of the oil
Yeah.
from US to, I don't know what it was, but anyway, we're going, of course.
Yeah.
What were we saying?
Yes, fucking yeah. I believe it was a Stargate. It had to be.
So
bro.
Tower of Babel is built. It's a Stargate. That's how they penetrated to the third heaven.
Then they got confused.
Then they
with
got
all
confused.
They got confused them.
Languages, religions,
Yeah.
and
Hey,
cultures
didn't
and
God
races.
put something there? I forgot what he put. But they got to a certain level. They penetrated one. I don't know if it was.
It was the first heaven they penetrated.
Yeah, they penetrated one heaven, so they did their job, and then they got cursed. The languages they got confused with all the different types of languages, and then there was something that God put, so they could never do that again. And I think that's what CERN's doing now. They're trying to penetrate whatever God. We were talking about it before.
Yeah, the veil. There was a
Yeah.
veil.
And apparently there's a veil there now, so we can't do anything like
Yeah, and
that.
it's the building blocks of It's what separates us from that realm, lad. And apparently they call it the God particle, and they have it. The CERN, the scientists have got it, and they're trying to break it down and weaponize it.
Yeah. And apparently that same particle was that same particle that was put in some university, and everyone got fucking.
Oh no!
Simpsons
That's
episode.
dark matter. It's what they generate from the other side.
Right.
So they're generating whatever's on the other side, lad.
Yeah.
They've got a bit of it, and yeah,
You know that Homer wrote the God particle down in a Simpsons episode?
Who?
Before they discovered it.
Bullshit.
yeah.
Simpsons, huh?
Before they discovered it.
The God particle is it's the word of God, lad. That's what it is. Yeah,
Okay.
because remember at the start there was the word.
Yeah.
So His word separated and created everything.
Yeah.
So it's the only thing that separates us from them, the word of God.
Wow. All right. Let me ask you a question.
I
As
reckon
a
they do.
scientist, as a
They
scientist,
have to, bro.
you believe in the scientific method. That means you have a hypothesis,
Yeah.
and you develop a method that you can use to test your hypothesis.
Yeah.
It is your responsibility as a scientist, and these guys take the job very seriously. It's your responsibility
Because
as
it's
a
like
scientist.
scientists, like their whole existence is based on defying God, or just
Correct.
proving.
Correct. But as a scientist, it's
Disproving
your
shit.
responsibility to do all research linked to the topic you're trying to like test, right? They have to have at least a fundamental biblical knowledge, because they are messing with things that correlate to that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that at least a fundamental knowledge of it. 100% they know. 100%. They
reckon
can't
they
not
do.
know, because it's all connected.
Bro, 100%.
There you go. That's what I'm saying, bro.
They're reptilians. They're part of the Bashon, brother. They're trying to fucking shapeshift these motherfuckers.
So, all right. You were telling me the other day about Project Bluebeam.
Yeah.
You said to me that you would explain it to me in detail on the potty, because it links to what we're talking about in this episode with the biblical facts and stories and all that, right? So what is your... I want like the in 25 words or less definition, and then I want you to elaborate on that.
Yeah.
What is Project Bluebeam?
So Project Bluebeam, they call it the Great Deception. That Project Bluebeam is haram, brother. No. I'll tell you. Listen.
Listen,
Now, Project Bluebeam. So it's practically the government. Basically, the government, the UN and NASA, they collaborate together to establish a one world government through a fake alien invasion.
Okay.
So what they do is they scare the general public into uniting under one banner.
So they unite them through fear.
Yeah, through
Fear mongering. So what you said is correct. Stage 1 is fake archaeological discoveries.
Yeah.
Governments will allegedly create earthquakes in key locations where new discoveries will be made.
And
These discoveries will contain fake ancient texts, artifacts, or prophecies that challenge religious beliefs.
does that sound familiar to these current times? We're in phase 1.
The goal is to make the people question their existing faiths, setting the stage for the next phase.
That's happening now.
So, just as a recap of what you said,
Yeah.
it is NASA and the United Nations,
Yeah.
right, to implement the New World Order using advanced holographic technology, psychological warfare, and staged events.
Oh, you could say we're on phase 2, eh?
Yeah.
Because they're pretty much, I reckon, phase 1 and 2 are running at the same time.
Well, the theory was first introduced in the 1990s.
Yeah, by Serge Monast.
Fuck, you know your shit.
He was what was it? Turned
Canadian
conspiracy theorist.
journalist.
Yeah, he was a Canadian journalist turned conspiracy theorist.
Fuck, you really do know your shit.
Yeah. But
According to Monast, Project Bluebeam consists of 4 main stages. So that was stage 1 that we just discussed. Stage 2 is holographic space show.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm fiddling with this little
This
toy.
is exactly what they're desensitizing everyone to now.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
everything
true,
that's
bro.
showing up in. Have you seen all the drone shows they have in China and that?
Yeah.
Fucking looks crazy.
Did
bro.
you see?
There's baseball
Thousands of
shows.
drones and they're showing a dragon in the
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
You know, we're in stage 2, yeah? Because
Yeah.
they started to see it in Texas, lad. There's a
that's what
TikTok I
mean,
saw
that's
the
what I
other
mean.
day.
They're desensitizing everyone, bro.
Yeah,
I reckon there's going to be a time from now or 5 to 10 years where they fully disclose alien. Because they've already declassified some information in this. Go on the CIA website if you don't believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stage 2 is holographic space show. The use of advanced holographic projection and laser technology will create massive images in the sky.
Jesus,
Different
Buddha,
regions will
Muhammad,
see,
yeah.
different regions will
That's
see
how they're
different
gonna unite
religious
them.
figures, such as Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, to appeal to various faiths.
Yeah.
Eventually, these figures will merge into one, presenting a universal
Yeah.
God
You
That's
see
how
what
they
I mean?
unite
to
them.
unite all religions.
You know who's trying to already unite everyone? The Catholic Pope. He's already trying to unite everyone and say you can. He's trying to. I seen something on the news. I think I seen a news article of him trying to tell everyone that they can unite together and pray together. That's crazy, lad. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. It's crazy. You can fact check and pull up the article.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You can't fact check shit. I got your laptop, dog. So that's stage 2. Stage 3.
Telepathic communication.
Since you're such a walking dictionary, please tell the
bro,
people.
I wish. It's telepathic two-way communication
And mind control.
and mind control. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So put it this way, with all the data that they collect through our phones and that, you ever see where you're thinking of something and it comes up on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've already got your thought patterns down to a process, lad, down to a T.
Here it says governments will use ELF, extremely low frequency, VLF, very low frequency, and LF, low frequency.
Mo. So if
waves.
they've already, if TikTok is reading your mind already, how easy it is for the government to insert artificial thoughts into your brain for you to think things. They put a seed in your head, an idea, and just water it. Like,
How the fuck are we supposed to defend against that?
Muhammad is the way. And,
How are we
you know what I
supposed to
mean?
defend against that?
Huh? You can't. That's what I mean. Like, there's no way to fight it because the whole world's asleep. People will watch this and they'll be enlightened by it, and then they'll go back to work in the morning. So we're just, it's all for the views, brother. Unless you have a figure like fucking Andrew Tate that will start a
Bro, I
revolution.
love that motherfucker.
That will stand a revolution, like start a revolution.
I miss him. Phase 4, my good sir. Let me pull it up for you right quick.
I really think phase 4 is everything will be digital by then.
Yeah.
And they'll collapse the dollar and the economy and bang, alien invasion.
There you
Everyone has to rely on the government after that.
Yeah.
You take the money out of the people, but you're taking the power, lad.
Stage 4, staged alien invasion, fake second coming.
There you go.
A fake alien invasion will be
Jesus
staged.
is here, or thing, and they'll sit the Antichrist, lad. That's the coming of the Antichrist.
Yeah.
So then we got to connect that with Revelations.
Right. A fake alien invasion will be staged using holographic technology and secret military spacecraft. Alternatively, a false second coming of Christ will be projected, making people believe they are witnessing the end times. Governments will claim that humanity must unite under one world order to defeat the aliens or welcome the Messiah. The final goal is to establish a totalitarian world government with military and technological control over the masses.
That's gonna be a fucked up time, bro.
Yeah. No, so, hey, so go back to you hear about the Antarctica and that as well, eh?
Yeah,
Because all of it's part of this narrative as well.
correct.
Like Richard E. Admiral Byrd.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll maybe ask ChatGPT some questions about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Admiral Richard E. Byrd was a highly decorated U.S. Navy officer and explorer best known for his expeditions to the North and South Poles. However, his name is also frequently associated with conspiracy theories, particularly regarding Operation High Jump,
Yeah.
1946
He was
to
the most
1947.
lad, he was the most decorated officer in the U.S. Navy. He was the only one that they. Let me go through my notes. So when it comes to achievements and credibility, accolades, he was second to none. He was one of four military officers. Officers entitled to wear a medal with his image on it.
Wow.
He was the only officer in New York who had 3 military parades in his honor. Lad. So this
Wow.
guy is
Proper.
They try to debunk him, but why would a man with that many accolades lie about him going to the
You've
Antarctica?
already made it and you've already achieved everything you want to achieve, right?
Exactly. So when he had that encounter in the North Pole, so as soon as he came back, they took him to a secret military base and they classified all everything that he seen there. Yeah.
Here it says he's got a few theories. He's got hollow earth theory. Some claim that Byrd flew into a hidden opening at the North or South Pole and discovered an underground world inhabited by advanced civilization.
Yeah, there was an account of it, wasn't it?
It was called the Ariani race.
Yeah, this theory is largely based on a supposed secret diary in which Byrd allegedly described meeting beings with advanced technology. Then you've got his Operation High Jump and then Nazi Antarctica. Operation High Jump was a real military mission led by Byrd in 1946 to 1947 to establish a US research base in Antarctica. Conspiracy theorists argue that the mission was actually about fighting a hidden Nazi base in Antarctica that had survived World War II.
No, apparently there's an Aryan race there that was German, lad.
Yeah, that's
There was a-
right.
yeah, there was a
They
German-
left over from World War II. They never got extinguished from that area.
Yeah, no, apparently the race that was there was it was the race. So in my notes, it said there was an expedition that was sent by Hitler to establish a base in Antarctica. Its purpose was to make contact with an Aryan race living in Hollow Earth. Once contact was made, they would negotiate access to their technology that they could use in the upcoming wars. So the Nazis mapped out 480 square kilometers, ice-free, that wasn't meant to be there. It's where they established that underground facility known as Base 2011. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about that base.
That secret Nazi base.
Yeah, but
So that
apparently...
means that there's an advanced race there, yeah?
Yeah, so I reckon Admiral Byrd's mission, Operation High Jump, was to make contact with the same aliens, like,
Yeah.
to counter what he was doing.
To counter what Hitler was
Because,
Shit.
so in my notes, so Admiral Byrd's Operation High Jump was meant to last 6 to 8 months, but it was shortened.
It was shortcut.
Because
Didn't they get attacked?
Yeah, it was successful. It was deemed successful after 40 days, lad. But according to other accounts, that he went to war with some aliens there or some
Yeah.
shit. I don't know.
Byrd has made mysterious statements. That's another.
Hey, so
element
they
to-
said it was successful.
Yeah, they said it was successful. Remember, it
I
was
read-
cut
no.
because they went in. I don't know if they went in November. It was meant to go for a few months, but it got cut early. But I think that's when I think it got cut early because they found Hollow Earth and they found the entrance. He went in, made contact with him. Because remember when he was talking to the people that were there, they were dirty about the atomic bombs that were used.
But you know what's crazy? I read accounts that didn't say that. He was saying that he got attacked.
Yeah.
And he had to leave straight away.
Yeah. See, there's two different stories to it.
There's another element to it that
I
says
believe
he
your
made
one, but-
mysterious statements where he reportedly warned about an enemy that could fly pole to pole at incredible speeds.
Yeah.
So it's extraterrestrial aircrafts.
Hey, so it goes into the flat Earth theory.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So, I want you to tell me about the rivers of fuel and petroleum and oil.
Yeah. They come from the inner land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outer lands.
The oil,
We
the
are in the
outer lands,
inlands.
yeah.
What is the go there?
Free flowing fuel, brother, and free oil, brother.
Did you see that? Did you see that video?
No.
If you
Oh,
could
the one
get,
you sent to the chat?
Yeah, if you could get Jay to pull it up.
Yeah.
Pull it up. Where the
The Arab guy he's talking
the
about.
Arab guy. I think he's from
Yeah, you
Saudi
sent
Arabia.
You sent it to the chat.
Yeah,
Saudi,
you see
yeah.
it? It's crazy, eh? where he talks about the free flowing oil that's in their land. That's their rivers.
And he full knows, bro, like about the civilization past the ice wall and that.
These Arab
full
trillionaires, I reckon
explains it,
they've
it's
spoken to
weird.
him. Like,
Yeah, the Saudi Arabia, and there's shit that they know that not that. It's pretty advanced.
All these rich cunts, they know.
there's certain
Straight
levels
out.
of wealth and
100%. But he
Just
was saying it
unlock-
was free flowing. But was it petrol and oil?
Yeah, I think so.
different. Yeah,
Their rivers, bro, are full
Aren't
fucking
they trying to
flowing.
say that
apparently.
oil is fossil fuel from fossils that we hear from?
that's fuel, petrol.
Is that fuel? Petrol?
Oil is
Some of
mined
the shit
from
they
the
make
earth.
up. There's so much that we've been hidden from. Like.
Yeah, oil is mined from
Yeah.
the earth.
Yeah,
It's mined out.
Bro, wasn't history reset so many times?
yeah. They say that.
I forgot what.
Because what about the Tartarian Empire, lad? I heard we had free energy, the ether.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before the
In
mud
the
flood.
air, there's energy in the air.
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla. Yeah,
Nikola
they
Tesla.
made him crazy because apparently he was the first ones to figure that out.
Water-powered vehicles,
Yeah, like,
hydrogen.
yeah. And anyone
Hey,
that ever discovers it, they disappear or they're
Bro,
bought out.
badly. Mo, do you see that guy that was on socials? He came up with the whole theory of running cars off water,
Yeah.
and then he mysteriously disappeared.
Yep. CIA.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's
There's
so
way-
much
there's
free.
way
Yeah,
more,
there's
yeah.
another guy that made energy out of the air. Like,
You know, there's a new battery that just came out. Silicon carbide.
What the fuck is that?
It's a different type of battery. It's going to be more efficient.
it's
No
the
way.
same. Hey, it's the same. It's the same narrative they push against health, like against fasting and all that, against a lot of shit. Like it's big business, brother.
100%. All
big
these
pharma,
GMO
lad.
foods and
Yeah,
shit.
big pharmaceutical industry is
Yeah.
massive, lad.
Fuck Big Pharma.
Yeah, hard.
They got the cure to everything, lad, and they just
Yeah.
milk it. And
But apparently our bodies heal itself, lad, from fasting.
they can't anymore.
Hmm?
They can't anymore.
What is that?
Through fasting, yeah, they can.
Yeah.
But we haven't allowed our bodies to heal because of all the heavy metals and all the chemicals and all the
food we're
things
pumping
that
it
we're
with.
pumping our bodies
Yeah.
with. The reason fasting works,
but
lad,
if you're to do proper cleanses, you can detoxify.
yeah, of
the
course,
body.
yeah. But as we stand now,
Yeah.
and the foods that we eat, you can't. Your body can't heal itself.
Yeah,
Back
it
in the day,
can, bruh. After 2-3 days of fasting,
you
it
just
goes-
said fasting. I'm
your-
just telling you, with
your-
food
your
and the
body-
shit we eat, normal. Our bodies normally.
No, but I'm saying,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you
Fasting,
mean,
you're correct.
you mean
Yes.
if you're eating,
Yeah,
you
if you're
can't heal
just
itself.
so
Yeah, yeah.
like living life like normal,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
body heals at such a slow rate,
Yeah.
right? When you fast and all that, you enter ketosis, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Ketosis, and your body actually burns all the bad cells away.
No, that's autophagy. After 2-3
Autophagy,
days.
that's the one. Autophagy, yeah. That heals your body, right? But also frequency heals your body.
Yeah,
They took all the bells away.
Yeah,
I said this in another episode, I think.
yeah,
Why would they take all the bells in the world?
yeah. There's frequency heals.
Frequency heals, right?
What Nikola Tesla say? If you want to know the secrets of the universe, think vibration, frequency.
Study vibration and frequencies. That's it.
Yeah, they knew that.
Fibonacci sequence. You ever
Yeah.
heard about
Apparently plants as well have the same effect.
that? Correct.
Everything's
Harmonious.
frequency.
Yeah, there was some guy that was playing some music or some shit
Yeah,
to a
yeah.
fucking plant and it was growing.
Growing faster.
But
Did you
crazy
see that?
shit.
You see that thing they do online? I think it was. I don't know if it was a scientist or just a normal dude, where they put water into both things or frozen.
You piss in a cup.
Yeah, hard. There's piss in there. Like frozen cubes, and he was talking to one negative and one positive. You see that? So the guy had two. I think he had frozen water in these two little.
That's what I was about to say.
Those little circle things, and he was talking negative to one and talking
Positive to
talking
other.
positive to the other, and the patterns that were coming up were crazy.
Yeah. The study that water has memory.
Yeah.
That's the study.
You know
So-
how much percent of a percentage is our body's water?
70.
70%.
Yeah. So anything you think or speak. has
That's
an
why
effect on your
positive
body.
affirmations help, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's also, it goes beyond that. These scientists, they studied the effects of imprinting something. They took water from a single source, okay, and they split it into two. They imprinted one of them with like a leaf or something and froze it. And when they froze the other one, and the other one had the imprint of a leaf in it. Because they come from the same source.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's connected.
They're connected. It's like a cosmic connection.
As long as it comes from one source, if it's
Yeah,
separated,
something
it's
like
connected.
that. I don't know
Yeah.
how factual that is. I don't know how. Don't quote me on it. Don't take it as bloody scripture. Just that's what I heard.
Yeah.
I seen source. Trust me, bro. That's straight out.
You see,
I've
hey,
seen a video.
But back to these aliens. You see all that encounters over time, lad.
Yeah,
So it all sort of sets us the stage for what's going on now, lad.
yeah, hard.
Do you know what I mean? The Antarctic thing, it goes back to this. Like there's
There's a lot of shit that's come out of Antarctica lately.
so Antarctica. So there's the hollow Earth, the aliens there, and then there's other aliens coming from out of Nibiru or the Sumerians and that.
Yeah,
like it sort of sets the stage for this whole alien epidemic we're about to fucking experience. Like,
Yeah, I'm not
Do you reckon
looking
we'll
forward
experience it? But
I reckon we will. I reckon it's gonna soon. They're gonna have to full disclosure, like. I reckon soon, and they're gonna like it'll unravel everything that's going
I
on.
don't think we'll experience it. I'll tell you why.
The alien invasion.
Yeah, I'll tell you why.
100% we will.
I'll tell you why I don't think we will.
What is it?
We have right now people that are aware about conspiracy theories, and every year that number grows, not shrinks.
They're not gonna do anything.
Every year that number grows, not shrinks. Okay, so when it does happen, I genuinely don't believe society right this second is dumb enough to fall for it yet.
They'll fall for it. Man.
I think not.
As long as the government have control
What
of
do you
the
think?
dollar. As long as the government have control of the dollar, they have control of everyone.
There's too many people like me and you that are starting to wake up to it.
But then not everyone's gonna go and do.
People are starting to wake up to it, lad.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter. I'll tell you why it doesn't matter.
So you tell me exactly what you as soon as this happens, right?
Let's say the aliens come down, yeah?
Say this is what happens. You're at home chilling.
Yeah, binging.
And you're the one that thinks like us, right?
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do as soon as there's a full disclosure of aliens?
Full disclosure of aliens is already done.
No, what do you? No,
It's already happened.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, it has.
No,
In the
just
US
the
press,
side. No, just the sidings, but the full disclosure of all the races.
bro, they told in the press in the US statement that aliens were real. We've made contact.
Yeah, that's just saying aliens are real, but the actual.
Oh, you mean like
separate
announcing
being,
the
yeah,
secret?
yeah.
Okay. What do I do?
Yeah, what do you do?
Brother, me and you are building that bunker we spoke about, brother.
No, but like,
I don't know, cuz I wouldn't do
exactly,
anything.
no one will do anything
So?
because the government has power. Like, they control everything.
Yeah, but what? Okay, so what's your point?
Everyone is a puppet. Like, no one will do nothing. The people will watch this, will
Yeah.
give them knowledge,
Yeah.
and then they'll just go about their daily life
Okay.
because they're so comfortable in living the way they live. Like, that they don't want to see anything different.
Okay, but that does not mean that they're not going to fall for it.
No, because going against the government is going against. It's like doing what Jesus done. Like, deny yourself to find yourself. Like,
I understand what you're
imagine you get cut off from everything. This goes back to the mark of the beast. And
Okay,
shit.
I understand what you're saying. My point is, right this second, yeah, all right, they might do nothing, but they're still not going to fall for it and allow fear-mongering to take place. That's my point.
Then what are these people gonna do?
The mass majority of the population they're going to freak out and do whatever, but there's going to be too many conspiracy theorists right now. There's too many people smart to it right now to be able to execute it the way they want to.
Bro, to be honest, bro,
I'm
what
telling
can
you, we're
they
20
do?
years away from it.
Yeah.
What can they do, bro? Well, look what happened with COVID.
Any resistance to the
Every cunt
government.
got the jab, bro. They forced him into a fucking corner and told him,
you-
get the shot or you're not gonna eat, bro. Cunts buckled to it.
And you know what that
It's the
was?
same
Yeah,
shit,
that
bro.
was
That's a
that was a test, like, to see who'd conform on
Yeah.
it.
Hard.
And bro, who conformed? Fucking
everyone.
80,
Bro,
90% of the world.
Fuck, I couldn't handle it. I got 2 shots.
I got 2 shots too. I regret
Yeah.
it so bad.
Same, brother. Zero.
It's crazy.
I
man. It's
regret it.
crazy.
Lad. Me and you were fucked.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't matter.
That's
They'll
like
die
a
anyway.
cheap analogy to use, but look at that as an analogy. But everyone buckled. Everyone was like, nah, I'm not getting the jab. All my mates, bro, one by one, we're falling like flies. Brother, I got to work, man. I got to go back to work. Give me the shot. It's going to be the same thing with the whole
they-
alien invasion thing.
Yeah, so they go from that. And what do you think about transhumanism, lad? This Neuralink.
All right, let's get into the Neuralink, okay?
Let's get into the Neuralink.
I did not say that an implant is not the mark of the beast. I said the Neuralink specifically at its current stage, in its current form,
Yeah.
is not the mark of the beast
Yeah.
because it's not required for payment yet.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't evolve to that,
Yeah.
right? That was my whole point.
But as soon as you take, according to the Bible, as soon as you take the Neuralink, you're a hybrid, lad. Because it gives you access to parts of your brain that you can't
But you can
normally have
but-
access to.
But you can remove it.
Huh?
But you can remove it.
No, but you won't want to remove it.
Doesn't matter if you want to remove it or not. You can.
Nah, he thinks it's that easy.
No.
That the devil's gonna package it where you can just take it off. No, God, I'm back with you. It's not
No,
like that.
no. I know that.
Once
Once
you-
you do it, once you've accepted it, you've turned away from God.
it's the mark.
And, it's irreversible.
No, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna want to take it off.
I know that. I know. I
Yeah.
get that. But it's irreversible when you do take the mark of the
Yeah.
beast.
Yeah.
You can't change it no matter what
can't.
you try. Right? That's how it's.
100%.
I'll put it to you this way. I did cheat a little bit and I used ChatGPT to help me. The mark of the beast. You ready? It's possible, but not yet, because first of all, it's not directly tied to worshipping the Antichrist yet. Yeah.
People will unknowingly get it without even knowing.
I know that,
That
but
they become an hybrid.
according to the Bible, the mark of the beast is directly linked and directly tied to worship of the Antichrist.
Yeah, that's
correct?
directly tied to it.
Yeah.
Not yet.
That's
Yeah.
a form of worship, bro, for me.
Bro, even people who disobey God and worshipping money and going to work and making money the
Right.
most important thing in your life is a form of idolatry and worship.
Right, but
You're-
right now
but we
it's not
unknowingly
linked.
do it, like.
Correct, but right now it's not linked to any kind of religious allegiance or forced worship or anything like that. My point is, it can become that, no problem, very
It
easily.
is that.
How is it?
That's the umbrella to get everyone in, Mo.
That's the.
Right, and
It
then
is
they
that,
tie
like.
it.
They're not going to
Get
tell
the jab. It's to keep you safe. Get
No,
the
they're
jab.
not
It's to
going to
keep you
tell you.
safe.
They're not going to tell you. You get this is linked to the Antichrist. It's packaged in the way.
As if
we're
they're
not
going to tell
know.
you outright. It's going to
Nah, I
be
get
disguised,
you.
bro.
Imagine, so
okay.
say like the transhumanism is linked to this alien invasion. They fake the alien invasion and say all this chaos happens on Earth, and they're like, you just have to get these artificial scientific enhancements for you to be able to see or know or discern what they're
Yeah,
coming, this
right.
and that, and everyone gets it.
Okay,
Like they could put it in that, they could package it
100%.
that way.
I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're just
No,
curious.
it's
like.
true. It's true.
So they'll package it
It's
in a
true.
way,
You're right.
and the whole transhumanism movement is to make. Like make humans hybrids, lad. Because once you're a hybrid, you become a serpent of the seed of the serpent.
Exactly before
This
the-
is, but that's also
exactly.
why people say that Elon Musk they think he's the Antichrist, but he's not obviously.
Yeah.
But because of that Neuralink, they
Yeah.
think he is.
Bro, but they already
part of it.
Bro,
I
they
reckon he's
already
doing his
built,
bit.
He's not.
yeah. He's part of the movement to prolong life, like to create immortality, like.
Right.
And they're gonna do it. They're gonna
I feel like
achieve
they've
it.
already found it. Eh?
They're gonna achieve it because in Revelations it says men will seek death and won't find it.
I feel like that the whole thing with Elon is confusing me, bro. Because 1 minute he's doing something good for the people.
Don't get it twisted, like the government, they're not with us. They put two
There
people
is
in
nothing
power, they're part of the same umbrella, and they just make it look. They give us the illusion of making a decision, but they picked them both.
We were talking about this stuff. Do you reckon Trump's the wild card to that, or do you reckon
Trump
he's
is
still
evil,
under?
lad. They all the government is not for us, like
Yeah. Okay.
at all. So everyone's just you're watching practically watching a circus show, lad. But there's nothing we can do about
Shit
it.
show.
Yeah.
Me and my mate were talking about this the other day. Actually, we had a little heated debate on the couch about the government. I go to him. Look, the government, in its essence, at the beginning, was founded by the people for the people.
Yeah.
Right.
Not now.
It's evolved over time such that it's not possible for it to be for us anymore. We need an independent organization, separate from the government completely, run by the people with all their records made public,
Yeah.
that audits the government's maneuvers, their spending, their assets, the bills that pass, everything. We need a completely independent company to do that. And we need it to be run by the people.
But good luck.
Because I watch a lot of David Icke stuff, and he said this. He goes, what people think's possible comes from the information they receive to tell them what's possible. If you suppress the knowledge of what is possible, you suppress the perception of what is possible, and they laugh at the face of the truth.
It's like looking at
time.
life through a keyhole.
Yeah. So it's like any higher understanding you have than what the mainstream media will allow you to think. They just call it crazy. Like.
Yeah, hard.
So it's
Look what they did to Kanye, lad.
yeah, exactly.
All the musicians.
I feel like we have covered
Mo,
a lot of
yeah.
If you're a
conspiracies.
link, brother, you're fucked.
Me? Why me? Who the fuck said I was
Because
going to
you're
get
a
it?
tech head, cunt.
So
love
what? I'm a
media.
tech head and I love technology. That
Yeah.
means I'm going to go let some fuck with and plant it in my brain.
Yeah, hard.
You think I'm that
But
dumb?
hey, mate, but I wonder how they're gonna trick everyone, because according to the Bible, they trick people unknowingly.
Yeah.
You're not gonna think it's wrong. Like, I wonder what time we're gonna have to be in, or what tribulation is gonna have to happen for us to be like, oh no, here we'll take it.
You know what I reckon? I reckon it's going to be introduced because, from Adam,
Yeah,
you know how we're like fucking Adam was made perfect in God, yeah? And then how it's trickled down to all the way down to now. But there was no disease in the Old Testament.
yeah,
And you know how we've mutated our gene?
yeah.
And we're getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Apparently, they were saying by 2054, our sperm count will be zilch. So the creation of like human beings will be fucking nothing. So I reckon we're going to be like in the Matrix. And everything we've pumped in through test tube, we'll all be test tube babies. That's how I believe that's going to happen.
Damn.
Maybe.
Not Lebos, because we reproduce like rabbits. We're good for a couple hundred years, lad.
It'll be something like, I don't know. It's
But
another theory.
apparently in Hollywood, that they call them Gucci babies.
Yeah.
$20,000 to $40,000. You go and you pick whether your kid will have, I don't know how it
Blue
works.
eyes,
I don't know how it
hands,
works,
that.
whether they take your sperm cells, whatever, and you pick everything. Blonde hair, blue eyes, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
You know what else they do? They fucking use numerology to dictate their birthdays.
No way.
Yeah. So they use numerology, and they study because
I
obviously
heard Gary talking about
yeah,
that.
yeah. Gary, what's his name?
Gary, the numbers guy.
Numbers guy. They actually, like, all the royal family, all the 13 families, everything, they have cesareans on specific dates
For their kids to have
for their kids to have 11 life paths, lad.
No way. 11's the
11's the master builders, lad.
no
They
way.
run the world.
Yeah, Mo. Before we call it,
Yeah.
how did the seven seals and the revelations tie into all of this shit that we spoke about?
Get that chat GPT out,
No,
brother.
no. This is Josh Israel GPT.
Sexy Joshy.
Josh GPT.
Cocaine boy Joshy.
The 7 seals of judgment.
Yeah.
Jesus opens the first seal of the 7 seals, and a man on a white horse is released to take over the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Seal number 2 is opened, and a man on a fiery red horse is released to stir up violent conflict across the entire world.
So that's white, red.
Seal 3 is opened, and a man on a black horse appears, creating famine on the earth. Finally, the last of the 4 horsemen appears after the seal 4 is opened. This man is riding a pale horse. Back in the day, pale
Was green.
in the green, right?
Yeah.
In the Old Testament,
Yeah.
right? So pale horse, and is given power to take the lives of a fourth of the Earth's population by hunger and sword.
All of those colors, that's like Arab nations, isn't it?
Yeah.
So so Palestine, the Palestine colors. What else? Palestine. What other countries? Just pull up all the countries that have those 4 colors. Yeah.
Red, white, black,
On the
green
screen.
is in the Palestinian flag.
Huh? Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
All the countries.
So
So-
Josh, so to show you guys in that context of what we're talking about, we're gonna pull it up on the screen. All the countries that have the colors of those 4 horses that are coming.
We might put it on the screen depending on how much time we have.
Yeah.
Hey, and the Antichrist will come from that.
Yeah. Apparently, he's meant to come from one of those nations.
You Arabs, huh?
Not my fault, gang. It's not my fault. I ain't do it.
Can never just exist, bro. I was trying to run the show.
I
brother.
didn't do anything. Many believe this is a picture of World War III. First, one single government tries to take control of the world, which is Project Bluebeam, right? Which eventually leads to worldwide war, and then leads to worldwide famine, and eventually a fourth of the world dies. So that doesn't exactly line up with Project Bluebeam, but it does line up with the biblical sense of it.
Yeah.
So Project Bluebeam, I reckon where they fuck up is they say that it's going to be a totalitarian government and all the rest of it,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's going to happen. That's what I was saying before.
No, it has to be established.
It has to be established, yeah, but that's going to lead to World War III and all the war and stuff. Famine, and then a fourth of the population dies.
Yeah.
You get me? And the fourth of the population that dies is that specific people.
Because you never know, lad. You know because there really is alien nations. You never know. So, like, whoever establishes the one world order might have help from these aliens. Like,
Correct.
and the all-out war happens.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah.
It could incite war among the different types of aliens too.
Yeah, because they're saying they're faking the alien invasion, but it doesn't say that the aliens aren't real. They're
Correct.
fucking real, yeah.
But also, what if the aliens take offense to
That's
that?
so true. Bro.
Yeah.
But what if the aliens take offense
They're
to
just faking that, and that has to do with them faking the rapture.
Yeah.
that? Yeah, hard.
Yeah, what we saying? What we saying?
What if the aliens take offense to that?
Yeah, exactly. Because I heard.
What if it
you
invites
go-
a galactic war?
If you go deeper,
Yeah.
I heard that the Greys go at that with the Nordics. Lad.
Exactly.
I was watching
No way.
Arena. Yeah, he was explaining it. Lad.
Here's my point, right?
Deeper, but it's like,
And that's my point. That proves my point. It's not going to happen right now.
yeah.
It can't.
Oh, you're seeing we're in phase 2 of Project Bluebeam.
Yeah.
I reckon maybe we won't see
But
the.
we've been in phase.
That'd be crazy, bro.
Maybe-
Galactic war, bro.
Maybe we won't see the war that happens, the galactic war between, because the aliens and the. Because apparently some people said that we see them as saviors
Yeah, right.
when we do make the connection between humans. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, because
like,
they're way more advanced than
Bro,
us.
they're
It
like-
makes sense.
intelligent super beings. Like, fuck.
Hard. They want to copulate, brother.
The couple with the angels and the.
And the angels from Bankstown, brother.
Yeah, the banaries.
But I feel like stage 1, I think. All right. You know, I'm going to
Brother,
run
stage 2, brother.
I'm going to run you through a crazy theory.
Yeah. Shoot.
Stage 1 was in the 40s, 1940s and 30s of Blue
Why
Beam.
is that?
You reckon?
All the archaeological discoveries about the Bible and the Ark.
He's right.
That's
Yeah,
my
go on.
theory.
Yeah.
Right? That was stage 1.
Remember, 1948,
Yeah.
Mount Ararat, they found
Yeah.
the Ark of Noah. It
Yep.
started from back then, so he's right.
Right? Then stage 2.
And people don't people don't believe that weather can be manipulated.
Of course
If you
it can.
just Google HARP,
Yeah.
Of course it can.
Fuck, I know if it can.
HARPP, I think.
Stop. You don't even have to do that.
Yeah.
The government has like admitted that they cloud seed.
Yeah.
It's like a normal thing.
Yeah.
It's spoken about. Like it's not up for debate anymore.
They
Shut the
know,
fuck up.
they know how to manipulate earthquakes.
You just shut up, okay?
Yeah, what were we saying?
Stage 2 would be the alien invasion holograms and all that, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing now. So my point is that holographic space show is happening now, correct?
No. You could say we're on phase 3. Like.
No, we're not.
Huh? You could say.
We're not. I'll tell you why.
Because think about social media and the shit that they put in our hands. Like.
That's the start. It's a seed.
Yeah.
Right? Stage 1 was in the 40s and 50s, yeah? Stage 2 will not be complete until the 40s and 50s of this century.
Yeah.
Okay? Stage 3 will be complete in the year 2100.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's when stage 3 will be complete. It's a 50-year cycle.
Yeah. Are you reading the chat GPT?
No, this is my brain.
Hey,
I'm just
what,
using the examples.
This is Sheikh Muhammad.
This is my brain.
Sheikh Muhammad.
I'll tell you my logic and reasoning behind it.
Muhammad.
Hey, 50 years for age. What? 50 years for age.
That's my belief. I reckon. Because I'll tell you why. The archaeological discoveries happened in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, they have. They're continuing. That happens even now.
Okay. And the year 2000,
Dead Sea Scrolls, all of that shit.
in the year
Still going.
2000, that's when the holographic space show could have started.
Wait, the Dead Sea Scrolls was 1940s as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
See my point?
So every 50 years is
Every 50 years, I reckon. In the year 2000, that's when technology started becoming advanced enough to initiate stage 2.
Yeah.
Right? So from 2000, from the year 2000 till
He's
now,
on
that's what I'm saying, bro.
he's on the something.
We're halfway
on
through stage 2.
Yeah.
In 2050, that's when stage 2 will have completed.
Because they say the beginning of the end is 2025, so you might be right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Technology has caught up to a point now where they
Because
can
they
start
say
initiating.
everyone is
fucking
fucked
oath.
after 2030.
Yeah.
That's when shit starts.
That's my
But
point.
it begins from 2025.
Correct.
So over the next 5-year period, we're going to see a lot of this crazy
Random
shit.
shit. Random shit.
Yeah.
So then stage 3, telepathic communication and mind
I
control.
want me some alien pussy.
That'll be at 2050.
Alien pussy is good pussy. That big old wolf pussy.
Bring up with that big old wolf pussy.
Guys, everyone's delusional right now. It's very late and we've been recording for a very long time.
Yeah, hard.
Me and Josh have
always
been up
saying,
since 5 a.m. and we're all loopy now. So excuse the
Mo's
retardations.
just been up since 5 a.m. Tim hasn't slept, and I'm just high on painkillers.
There you go. We're a band of
4
fucking
endones, 2
spastics.
Panadine forts, and 2 Valiums, baby.
I
Bob's
bust
your
the
uncle.
spinners, but
Holy shit.
Yeah, brother.
That's what I think. I reckon 2050 will begin the mark of stage 3 of Byrd. It's not an overnight thing.
I didn't think of it like that, but very interesting. You brought that up.
I feel like that's the go.
I feel like that as well now. Come feel me now. Wallahi, you are gay.
Help me. So you are gay. Gay rights activists.
Oh,
Why are you
fuck
gay?
it.
No, you are gay.
Yeah, hard. Nah, yeah, fucking
Nah,
no.
fucking we're kicking it, lad. It is
Yeah,
what it is,
we're
but
just kicking
fuck,
it, but
I never like.
That's a very
it just
interesting
clicked,
thing.
lad. It
Yeah,
just
that's
clicked.
very interesting. Very interesting.
Live on air. That's crazy.
Yes, baby.
Bars.
yes.
So does that take?
What happened? What happened?
Do you reckon that takes away from the Dead Sea Scrolls?
What do you mean?
Well, because the fake archaeological.
No, no. These are all narratives against the. This is anything that the government has is always against the biblical narrative.
Right.
Yeah. So the Dead Sea Scrolls just brings more relevance to the Bible.
Right.
Yeah, because the Dead Sea Scrolls match a lot of the it matches exactly what's in the Bible. So it shows that it hasn't been contradicted and it's preserved. It's been preserved. Yeah, and new books as well. The Book of Giants, they've only decoded a lot of it. The Book of Jasher, like according to this Dead Sea Scrolls, the shit that you know what we talk about. It's all from that. The Book of Enoch and like spinners, yeah, angelic beings.
I feel like there's so much. Like with the Bible, you could spend your entire life studying it and not understand it. Like,
So the Word of God, they say the Word of God stays the same, but the interpretation of it changes.
right.
So every year, if you see a lot of the preachers from now are different to from back in the day because the interpretation is different. I guess it's just whoever God anoints over time, like to decode the Bible more, because they say it's a living Word of God,
Yeah.
so it's forever not changing. I think your interpretation
Evolving.
is yeah, always evolving. If that makes sense,
It makes sense.
it stays the same, but it's always evolving.
Yeah.
never changes.
That's why you can reread a passage in the Bible 10 times and get 10 different things out of it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, complexity like that is interesting because you've got to admit there's some sort of like
Yeah,
higher intelligence to it, eh?
100%. 100%.
Something beyond reason.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I know that
And you just see the way the devil has what do they say? He can't create, so he defiles the things of God.
yeah,
Just what he's done to all the religions and
Bro,
Yeah,
everything.
fucking there's like over 200 denominations of Christianity apparently. There's fucking Islam, Mormonism, there's every like 7-day Adventists.
but
there's
even with
fucking-
Islam, there's Shia and Sunni. There's
yeah, that's all I mean. Within factions, like within religions, there's different factions. Like,
how crazy is
it's
that?
fucking crazy.
All with their own rules.
Yeah.
Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean your own rules? It's crazy, lad. Do you know what I want? Like, this is a wish of mine. Okay, I've said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. When I die, I would like to be able to come back and view the world and have all the secrets of the universe and all the knowledge.
Yeah, we always talk about that.
and all I want to be
100%.
able to, like, you know, Minecraft creative mode. I want to be able to go in the ocean and just see.
With your Neuralink, yeah, Bob Jones.
If you're Neuralink, but they can do that all
Fuck
day.
daddy,
brother.
man.
with your Neuralink, you can do that. Like.
No,
Yeah.
no,
100%
I don't
you'll be
fucking
able
want
to.
it.
Wallahi,
You know, all right. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why I got jabbed? I'm about to throw you under the bus. You know who
Yeah,
you are.
man.
I'm about to throw them under the bus. You know why I got jabbed?
Why?
My mum made me.
No way.
Swear to God.
Hannah, are you
Hannah
crazy?
fucked me up.
What
Bro, I'm
happened?
telling you, I literally refused her for like 6 months. She was begging me to get it. At the end of that 6 months, I was like, bro, is it going to shut you up? And she was like, yep.
You know how many people died from it, bro? Fuck.
Bro, heaps, bro.
And now that I've
A
shown
lot
her,
of fear mongering, bro.
trust me, now that I've shown her all the effects that come out of it, she's cut about it.
Have you
too.
seen how many people have died?
Yeah, lad.
I
100%.
only did it because so I could move around.
Yeah, so you could do what you got to do, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, she made me
Because
get
we
it.
had a
lad.
warehouse in Chipping. This is cafe shit.
Yeah.
So I broke up with one of my exes, and I was living with my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to my sister if she's watching. But me and her can't be under the same roof for long enough.
Okay.
For too long. So yeah, I was like, I gotta get out of the house. I got to train, and then we got the work stuff we gotta do. So yeah, bro, I couldn't. And she's like, you can't leave the house, and I'm like, fuck, what the fuck is this, bro?
Bro, it's crazy.
So I quickly moved out of there. I think when the I think the lockdown was still going, and I moved to Ed Square.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I made the break. Fucking hell. But that's the only reason why I got it, because I think you had to have a pass from
Yeah.
work to move around.
Crazy.
Was it the same as you?
No, I didn't get it for that. I didn't leave the house anyway. I was doing my own business shit at the time.
Imagine you sat at home just killing himself.
Lad, that was the time of my life, COVID.
Yeah.
Time of my life.
Bro, how hectic was it?
I loved my life. Everyone left me alone. I didn't have to do anything unless I wanted to do it. And I had a bit of cash laying around that I could like live off of.
Yeah.
I loved my life. It was the best.
How different was the world before COVID?
Bro, 100%.
That is wild. That's something we've got to
Even
talk
till
about.
now, it's still changed.
Bro, it's different. Everything's different.
Yeah, everything changed after COVID.
Bro, you reckon they opened this CERN opened something at that time?
I don't know, bro.
The world is actually genuinely fundamentally different. I don't remember before COVID as well as I do now.
I just think they fucking
I feel what you mean, bro.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's almost as if
But I don't reckon, my opinion, I don't reckon it's COVID. I reckon it's the Jezebel, the Leviathan thing, that theory, how they got the Jezebel spirit that governs the world, and then now it's changed over to the Leviathan thing.
Yeah.
Leviathan,
it's just a different time, mate. You feel like it was shifted.
I feel like something shifted.
it's not, there's no more deception. Now it's straight in your face.
Yeah, because
That
I
type
feel like before 2020, I had everything made sense. The world made sense. I remembered shit better. My brain worked better.
Yeah.
Everything after 2020 till now, it feels like it was its own life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I feel like I've lived two lives, one before and one after. I don't know how to explain it any better than
I know
that.
exactly what you mean, bro.
But it just feels like my memories are all different. It feels like when I look back at those memories, I'm looking at the memories of another person.
Yeah, hard.
Does that make sense?
100%.
I don't know if any of you guys feel the same or what, but this might be fucking I haven't slept in 3 days talk. I don't know, but it's just
Yeah.
it makes no sense to me, lad.
100%.
It's weird. It's queasy. It makes me feel
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's crazy.
Shout out to everyone else that feel the same, but it's cooked, bro. I don't know what the fuck's going on. At this point, I just run my fucking business and
We're gonna wrap it up. Might go
Yo.
for our sponsors, like.
No, fuck you. You know who you are. No.
Especially the
He
second
took
one.
a page out of my book, eh?
You're rubbing off on me too much.
Fucking
Fuck's sake. Shout out Project Gains Apparel. Shout out Abra's Barbecue House. The King Abra Burger, phenomenal. Shout out to the
Abra Burger.
who else? Shout out to Momo Media for making this all possible. Thanks, Mo. You're a good dude. Shout out Imperial Joinery Installations. They do residential installs and renovations. Top line work, top quality. Everything's beautiful. That's all our sponsors for today. Thank yous for joining us.
And also, a lot of our returning watchers are non-subscribers. Don't be haters, bro.
Bastard!
If you love us, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment.
Bro. If you comment, subscribe in that motherfucker.
Our next episode, we're diving in. We're going back to our normal mental health deep dive. So if you've got any questions or anything you want us to answer, hit up the Health and Wealth page or message Momo Media.
And there is a secret guest coming on soon that's going to blow all of your minds.
A couple secret guests, actually.
And you guys are going to be very excited about it. So stay tuned, but we're not telling you fucking
and don't worry,
shit.
we're not going to talk over them. See you next time.